Of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
It's another great night for some Saginaw Spirit hockey, and the countdown is on as the Spirit suit up to take on the Wolves of Sudbury on a Saturday night. Good evening, everybody. Jonathan Dent here in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. Dylan Clark is standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. We'll hear from him soon as the Spirit continue their road trip through the OHL's Eastern Conference after a nail-biter of a win in Barrie on Thursday. The Spirit struck first just under 9 minutes in when Sebastian Gervais tracked down his own rebound into the corner, worked it out to Dima Zhilkin, who then sent a soft pass to Jacob Kluche in the low slot for the one-timer to take the early lead.
In between the glove hand and the left goal pad, makes the stop, puck back in front, feeding a shot, there is Kluche, he scores! Great work out of a slip from the corner. Gervais to Zhilkin and Kluche into the back of the net.
The Colts looked to fight back with a few power play chances late in the first and more into the second, but were stopped by the Spirit's Stepan Shurigan again.
Colts in transition. Crombie down the left side. Backdoor feed right to the net. Great save by the sticker Shurigan, and he's going to scoop up the rebound too.
And again.
Takes him out of the equation. Wraparound chance by Desiderio. 2 saves by Shurigan.
And again.
This is taken by Hanser out of the box. Pat save. 2 great stops by Shurigan, and he reaches out to knock the rebound away from Beaudoin.
With just under 40 seconds left in the middle frame, former Spirit forward Bodie Stewart evened things up unassisted off a turnover in front, and third period action failed to solve anything thanks to more heroics from Shurigan, and the game went to overtime, where Levi Harper sent Carson Harmer and Igor Barabanov in 2-on-1 just under 3 minutes into the overtime period. Harmer faked the pass across, faked a shot, then let one loose to the far post to secure the 2-1 win.
Harper back up for Carson Harmer now. He's in with Barabanov. Harmer down the left side. Fakes the shot. He scores! Carson Harmer, the overtime winner. Saginaw takes it 2-1.
Stepan Shurigan shut down a barrage from Barrie with 38 saves, and he'll be between the pipes again tonight, looking for a similar Stonewall performance versus the Sudbury Wolves. This Sudbury squad is hungry for points still early in the season here. They currently sit at the bottom of the conference and the league with a 4-15-1-0 record, currently on a 7-game losing streak. Nowhere to go but up for the Wolves, and they'd love to make a statement here tonight and start to climb back into things. Meanwhile, Saginaw will be looking to get some good momentum going. Thursday's game snapped a 3-game skid, and to walk away with a win tonight would mean at least 4 points in this 3-game weekend on the road in the East. A couple veterans stepped up for them last time, but some new additions on this trip still looking to get their names on the score sheet as well. Juraj Rauja and Jensen Geldart in the lineup. We'll hear more about how the Spirit feel going into tonight's matchup when we come back as Dylan talks with Spirit head coach Chris Lazary in Coach's Corner. This is Saginaw Spirit Countdown to Face Off on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner on this Saturday night as the road trip continues here into Sudbury with Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. Coach, a low-scoring game last night in Barrie. It goes to overtime. How much did you like the attention to detail in the third period? Because there haven't been a lot of low-scoring games this year.
Well, I like the low scoring for sure. I think there's a lot of good stuff we did. That was a really good hockey game. Didn't like a couple of chances in the third, like we just a couple little mistakes to get punched through a net, but I thought we also created some real good chances down the stretch. And anyone that's been in those games, like high pressure, tight game down the stretch, like things elevate intensity-wise, and you can feel like one mistake might cost you the game. I thought we did a good job creating on both sides of the puck and found a way to win in overtime, but an unbelievable shot by Harms.
You get to see the first real game action out of Jensen Geldart and Uri Rauja. You mentioned yesterday that your focus, what you wanted to see the most out of them was compete. All the other stuff, the systems will come later. What did you think of the compete last night?
Yeah, real good. I mean, I thought Geldart was like really good for his first game, and I think Rauja landed on a plane the day before from, his hometown into Toronto, and then had to play a game, and I thought he was really good. Thought he had a couple really great plays under pressure on the wall. Made some good plays in the offensive zone, skated well, like he's going to be on the power 2 tonight. Lots of talent there. Those are 2 exciting pieces of our future. I thought they were part of the win and played really well for us.
And how big is it to have a guy like Miro Shatan that can speak the language with Rauja coming from Slovakia? Just how much easier does that make things from a communication standpoint as a coaching staff?
Well, Miro's become my third assistant now. He's my best friend. He like Rauja really struggles with the language. He'll get better at it, but Miro's been really good communicating everything and kind of hanging around. The crappy part was Miro got hurt like 2 shifts in, and I lost my translator, so I had to battle without him. But all the guys have been good trying to help Rauja, and he's been good taking information in and doing a good job.
Has there been another point in your coaching career where you've dealt with kind of that many languages and needing to use guys to translate in the locker room?
No, this is insane. Luckily our Russian players, 3 of the 4 are really good with English, and 2 of our Slovakian players, one of the 2 is really good with English, but we also have the French guys now that are starting to spark up and get their language going. So it's like we got 4 languages flying around our room. It's different, but it's good culture-wise, and guys learning things about each other. Like, it's the fun part, man. You're exposed to different people and walks of life and listening to them speak and all of those things. I like watching them interact when they're around each other. When you get somebody from your home country that speaks your language, is always comforting to watch those guys have somebody. It's good.
And one of your French speakers, Jacob Cloutier, found the back of the net last night. Just how good is it to see maybe an extra bit of energy and extra gear from him here on this road trip?
Yeah, we met this week. Like, he's been good. I told him, you want to score, you got to shoot. You got to get inside and play around the net for a guy like you. But my biggest thing is he's got to be the biggest rat in the OHL. He needs to talk a lot. He needs to stay engaged. If he doesn't have that element, he can drift a bit in games, like all young guys. When he is barking at players and he's looking for guys on the other team just to kind of stay on, it keeps him engaged where he hops over the boards and he's like shift ready right out of the gate. And I thought he did an unbelievable job last game. And obviously that first goal was good, but a lot of things he did throughout the game was good. He's our rat. We need him to be that, to play that way. It also gets the boys going on the bench. I hope he does it again tonight.
On the Sudbury side of things, in the middle of a 7-game slide for themselves, what did you see just as you're going back and watching their last bit of hockey? What stood out the most to you, and how do you prepare your guys tonight?
Yeah, like us, like a young team trying to find it through. You go to bed, they'll put you to sleep too. They got some real good players. They got high-end NHL drafted players on that team. They got some serious competitors, and they've had some games this year I've seen them play, and they've put it together, and they're a dangerous team. And then they've had some tough moments, no different than us. So, I mean, we got to win this game. We're looking at where we're at, and we have a team below us that we have to find a way to win the game. So I expect our guys to be dialed. We've been off for a day and a half. Like, rest shouldn't be an issue. I think we should be ready to go.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lasry, Saginaw in Sudbury tonight. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today. Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family. or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Well, the trip through the north continues for the Saginaw Spirit on this Saturday night. They had a day of rest and a day of travel yesterday. They needed it as they had some extra hockey on their hands on Thursday night. A 2-1 win over the Barrie Colts. Talk about starting the trip on the right foot. They'd like to keep that momentum going here tonight in Sudbury against the Sudbury Wolves. Hi, everybody. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks for being with us here tonight. An exciting opportunity, an exciting game on hand for the Saginaw Spirit tonight. They take on the Sudbury Wolves, as Jonathan mentioned, a team struggling right now, last place in the Ontario Hockey League, just 4 wins on the season. They've lost 7 in a row, but as Chris Lasry has said, and as a lot of teams will tell you, oftentimes the teams that are struggling the most come at you the hardest, so it will not be an easy 60 minutes of hockey. That is to be sure here on this Sudbury Saturday night. We'll take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. Brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University, your community-engaged university here in the Great Lakes Bay region. Chris Lasry talked about this Sudbury team having a mix of young talent, a mix of NHL drafted players, 5 of them on their roster. And so the Wolves will start out on the left side. Jan Chauvin, the 6th-round pick of the LA Kings. At center, Blake Clayton. And on the right side, they go with Rowan Henderson. He's listed as a W-ranked prospect, a player to watch as a potential 6th or 7th rounder going into this year's NHL draft. Trevor Odell on the back end with the overager, Gavin Ewells. For the Spirit, not a lot in the way of changes. Miroslav Shatan was listed as a game-time decision. He was the extra player, the 19th skater to take warm-ups after he took that hit early in Thursday night's game against the Barrie Colts. His status is unknown at this moment. We'll see if he ends up staying in the game or not. If not, it would be Hayden Barch or Trevor Thoyer as the extra players to slot in there. But the Spirit start out. Dima Zhilkin on the left side. Igor Barabanov at center. Nikita Klepov on the right wing. Xander Valeris, who dropped the gloves, engaged in a little bit of a scrap last time the Spirit were here in Sudbury. And Levi Harper on the back end, who got back on the score sheet after he had a 7-game point streak snapped again. 19 points in 20 games now for Levi Harper. That ties him with Graydon Jones for the 8th best single season by a rookie Spirit defenseman. And, of course, that was a lot more hockey played on Jones's behalf and all the players above Levi Harper on that list. 19 points in 20 games. He is on track for a very special season. Your starting lineups brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. The Spirit and the Wolves hitting the ice now. Before we drop the puck, we'll send you back to Jonathan for a look around the OHL.
Thank you very much, Dylan. Out-of-town scores presented by Buffalo Wild Wings here on a Saturday night. Earlier this afternoon, the Ottawa 67s defended home ice 6-2 with a win over the Niagara Ice Dogs. The Brampton Steelheads just wrapped up their game visiting the Brantford Bulldogs. Despite a goal with only 18 seconds left to play, Brampton falls in that one 5-4. Facing off alongside us here this evening, the Owen Sound Attack visiting the Flint Firebirds, and the Guelph Storm host the Kitchener Rangers. A little bit later on, last game's opponent, the Barrie Colts, hosting the Peterborough Petes. We'll keep you up to date on all of those, as well as the NHL action. The Detroit Red Wings hosting the Buffalo Sabres tonight. We'll be bringing you the updates on those as the evening moves along. But first, as Dylan said, puck drop between the Saginaw Spirit and the Sudbury Wolves coming up on the other side of this break on your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey.
We're Duralast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Duralast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber, Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Kluchek scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
Excitement here from Sudbury Community Arena, one of the more historic buildings, one of the most historic buildings in the Ontario Hockey League, and the site of our contest tonight, the Saginaw Spirit and the Sudbury Wolves. The first of two meetings on the season, Saginaw's only trip to this building, and they want to keep the momentum going from an overtime win against the Barrie Colts on Thursday night. We'll take a look at the starting goaltenders for tonight's game, brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Down to our right, in the white of the Sudbury Wolves, the rookie, Owen Leonard, with just one win on the season. He looks to get back in the win column. A Sudbury fourth-round pick in this year's OHL priority selection, one of the rare players as a 16-year-old to make the jump as a goaltender to the Ontario Hockey League. Spent last year with the Toronto Titans U16 AAA program. A lot of times in this league, goaltenders need a little bit longer to develop. They spend time in Junior B. Not the case for Leonard. He's back between the pipes 1-3-1 on the season here for the Sudbury Wolves. Stepan Shurigan saved the bacon for Saginaw on a number of occasions last night. 38 stops out of 39 shots. 21 of those were classified as high-danger scoring opportunities. 6 victories on the season, looking for a 7th. Your officials tonight, brought to you by WNEM TV5. Sean Kimmerly and Matt Manella, the referees. Zach Gagne and Kyle Bradley are the linesmen. And our Delta College opening faceoff has us underway. Saginaw tracking back into their own end. Moving left to right to start the first period here. Xander Valeris taken into the boards by Rowan Henderson. Saginaw's Levi Harper, his defensive partner, up the near side looking for Klepov. They'll lay that puck down. Dima Zilkin gets in after it. In the offensive zone for the Spirit. Pass back up to the top of the zone looking for Igor Barabanov, misfired. So here comes Rowan Henderson. Hot pursuit again of Barabanov back into the Spirit end. Moves the puck for Levi Harper. Harper up the near side into the offensive end. Takes a shot. Save is made there by Owen Leonard. First real good scoring opportunity for Saginaw here in this game. And this one back the other direction. Hudson Chitteroni after the pass from Henderson. And Sudbury's into the offensive zone. Back around the far side wall. 40 seconds gone here in this first period. No score. Long shot from the point. Knocked down on its way. Levi Harper sees Barabanov pick this one up back in the Saginaw end. Batted out of the air. And a delayed high stick. The Wolves will see Dima Zilkin fire that one back in as they couldn't play the puck. Jill can go back on a line change, and this will be Liam Lads former Peterborough Pete, moving this one back into the neutral zone. Walton in for the Wolves, team leader with 11 goals on the season. Drops it back to Brady Smith up the near side wall. The Wolves will move back in. Hudson Chitteroni steps in, and he is offside. 18:38 left here in this first period, and we mentioned Miroslav Shatan as a game-time decision here for the Spirit. We do not see him down on the Saginaw bench, so he will be out here for the game. So it is another night of 11 forwards and 7 defensemen here for Saginaw. Shatan out with an upper body injury after a check sustained 2 nights ago in Barrie. As the Spirit move things back into the Sudbury zone, the second line comes out now. Gervais, Kluche, and Uri Rauja playing in his second OHL contest. Sudbury moves D to D. This is Gavin Ewells, the overager, up the far side boards. And back in behind the net is Stepan Shurigan. James Go takes some pressure. Puck comes back up to the right point. Ewell's shot. That one goes off a leg. This one from down below the goal line looking in front was Alex Ferran. Rimmed up to the near side. This is Brady Smith. Snapped cross ice. Ewell's a point shot. That one comes out wide on the near side. And it will pinball all the way back around and out of the zone. 2 minutes gone here. No score in the first period. Brady Smith out of his own end. This is not one of the Brady Smiths that used to play in the Sioux. Neither Brady T. or Brady R. Smith. You listen to a handful of Spirit games, you know what we're talking about. Carson Harmer back into the offensive zone now. Overtime hero on Thursday night. Scored a pair of goals last time he was in this building. Chases things down back and behind the Sudbury net. Wolves will take over. Hudson Martin back up to his own blue line and then to center before firing it back in for Stepan Shurigan. Puck glances around. Harmer on it there for Jensen Geldart, also playing in his second OHL game. This is Levi Harper, the drop pass into the offensive zone for Sema, the shot, and a good save by the stick of Owen Leonard. Jensen Geldart again. Up the right side, tapped back in by Hayden Barch. Liam Lads puts Saginaw Sema into the boards. So following on is the one-handed shunt there of Levi Harper. Back into the corner. Jensen Geldart, 2 Wolves on him. Vladimir Provorov. Puck glove down to the line by Harper. A little bit of a stick check, but he keeps it in front of him. Hayden Barch down the right side. 3 minutes gone here in a scoreless first period. Barch, a dangerous pass, but it gets through, and the shot by Harper goes wide. That was nearly picked off at the Spirit offensive blue line. Geldart finding Harper now. Right wing circle. The right point for Barch. Saginaw trying to sneak a line change. Barabanov comes on. Harper plays the puck down low for Harmer. The return pass is knocked away by the stick of Hudson Martin. And back over the stick of Barabanov. It's out at center where Josh Glavin restarts for the Spirit. Carson Harmer wanted to lay that puck back in. Wolves play it off the boards, up into the air, Barabanov. And it will be blown down here on a hand pass. 16:24 left in the first period. We'll drop things in the neutral zone. Last time Saginaw was here, a 7-2 victory back on February the 28th of this year. And aside from the victory and the 19 power plays between the two teams in that game, the most important thing for Spirit fans was that was the night that Michael Misa took over the franchise point record with a couple of goals. 248 points became the new Saginaw record in that victory. And a Michael Misa Sharks jersey has been spotted inside the building. But this puck right now back in behind the goal is Stepan Shurigan. The Wolves trying to go to work. Here's Odell. Swinging it over to Gavin Ewells from the right point. Shot blocked by Barabanov. Picked up on the loose change now is Rowan Henderson. And that one turned towards the net. Off some bodies and wide. And we've got a high sticking call. 16:02 left in this first period. Dima Zhilkin right now locking up with Blake Clayton. And we'll get a line change here, and play is going to continue. Face off to be, looks like just back out in the neutral zone, and it is the puck played with a high stick, not a high sticking penalty, to be clear. Neutral zone draw, controlled by Sebastian Gervais. To his fellow overager, James going out the other side. Valeris now. Up for Gervais. Wrestles this puck into the offensive end. Trevor Thoyer can't pick a pocket. So the Wolves will clear. Now Berehowski back into the Spirit end. James Go gets there first. Daniel Berehowski making life a little difficult for Sagan on the defensive zone right now. Artem Gonchar up the left side now. Tries to turn that one towards the front of the Spirit net. Sebastian Gervais takes over. He'll skate it out of the zone himself. Gonchar, glancing shoulder there for Gervais. And a whistle here as we've got our first penalty of the game, I believe. 15:29 to go in the first period. It will be for head contact on that hit from Artem Gonchar to Sebastian Gervais, third rounder to the New York Rangers in 2025. Gonchar will sit down. And Saginaw to their first IBEW Local 557 power play here in this game. Unsuccessful in their 3 opportunities Thursday night against the Barrie Colts. The top power play unit works its way out there here for the Spirit. And a quick shot off the draw goes wide off the boards. Picked up by Barabanov in the right wing circle. Gervais, right circle. Klepov takes a shot. Save is made there. The goaltender hangs on. Owen Leonard didn't see it all the way through. He lost the rebound for a second. He's able to squeeze the pads together, get the glove on top, and pick up a faceoff. Typical power play unit here to start out for the Spirit. Jilkin, Barabanov, Klepov, Gervais to take the faceoff. And, of course, Levi Harper at the point as well. Chris Lazary hinted at we will see Uri Rauja at some point on the man advantage. Chase Coughlin out there with the penalty killers. Gavin Ewells as well. Odell and Alex Ferron round out the penalty killing for Sudbury head coach Scott Barney in his second year with the Wolves. Puck glove down by Levi Harper off the draw. To the far boards, Dima Zhilkin, center point, Levi Harper again. Near circle, Nikita Klepov. Backs up to the wall, gets away from Coughlin, throws a backhanded pass for Harper, then on through Zhilkin again. Return pass up high, Harper near side, Klepov looking to go back in front, touched by Barabanov, but not to the net. Zhilkin goes up to the point. Harper blocked by the stick of Alex Ferron, and into the bench it goes, and Ferron locking up with Levi Harper. He's got some things to say right now. 14:52 left in this first period. 1:23 left on the Spirit power play. It's a head-checking penalty to Artem Gonchar. No score so far here in this first period. Top unit stays out for Chris Lazary. Some fresh penalty killers come out here for the Wolves. Blake Clayton to take the face-off to the right of his goaltender against Saginaw's Sebastian Gervais, who will get in ahead of the play a little bit. So it's Barabanov now to take the drop. And off the tie-up, it's kicked back in behind the Wolves' net. Odell got it off the skate of Levi Harper at the line. It'll be stolen here by Henderson. Shorthanded chance back as Klepov comes back. Great defensive play by Saginaw's top draft prospect. Playing a little D there. Now he's going to throw it up the near side for Dima Zhilkin. Down the wing, button hooks in the circle. Off the wall. Backhanded saucer pass knocked down by Saginaw's Barabanov. Halfway through the power play, Harper near side to Klepov. Looking to go back in front. Barabanov knocked away. Got to get to this puck first. Good work there and body positioning by Henderson, who clears here for Sudbury. 47 to go in the Spirit power play. Good defensive play by Nikita Klepov. Nearly turned that into a scoring chance as well. Levi Harper, the drop pass. Kluche looking back for Sema. Coughlin's going to intercept. Here come the Wolves again, shorthanded. Coughlin 2-on-1 with Ferron. Lays it in front. Oh, what a save! Stepan Shurigan, his first stop of the hockey game. Ring 10 bells as the Spirit will clear it. Owen Leonard out of his net to play it. And up the near side, the Wolves will clear again. Stepan Shurigan into the hockey game for sure. 6 and some change before he even saw his first shot, and very nearly a great scoring opportunity as Nick Sema fires this back in for Saginaw. Off the end wall, dying seconds of their first IBEW Local 557 power play, and Sudbury has cleared and killed. Gonchar out of the box, no score, 13:26 to go here in the first. Back at 5 aside, and Jacob Kluche to step out of the zone. That pass nearly intercepted by Walton. Kluche back to the safety behind his own net. Skates out from behind the goal. Pass does not get to Uri Rauja, but it's intercepted again on a turnover that was forced by Kluche. Gavin Ewells checks Sema, throws the puck back into the Sudbury end, and a big-time hit. Odell turns the back and runs over Graydon Jones. Another collision in the corner. Go, back down low, bumped in front. Rauja shot it off the goal post. On a great feed from Jacob Kluche. Rauja couldn't bury it. Back to the Saginaw blue line. Stepan Shurigan there for Graydon Jones. Spirit moving the puck up ice again. Kluche for go. Saginaw defenseman fires it back in. Artem Gonchar back in the far corner of the Sudbury end. 12:37 to go in the first period. A goal post from Uri Rauja. That's as close as we've gotten here in a scoreless game as Walton tries to dance his way on through. And a delayed penalty is coming. This time it'll be against Saginaw. Odell, this one turned towards the front of the net. Jan Chauvin trying to turn that into a scoring opportunity. It's going to be a hooking call coming up here against the Spirit. 12:23 left in the first period. They'll go to the penalty kill. We're back after this here. No score in the first. You're on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together. Let's drive.
Hi, this is Caleb Papineau, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
No score here from the Sudbury Community Arena. 2 minutes on the board next to the number 73 under the Spirit logo. James Go in the box for a hooking penalty. Sends the Spirit to their first Stormaster Exteriors penalty kill in the game. Saginaw 18th in the OHL right now. They've surrendered 20 power play goals and are under 74% of the PK, so an opportunity here for Sudbury in a scoreless hockey game. Walton from the blue line. Sent back over, Artem Gonchar. Back to Kieran Walton. Center point, Gonchar holds, throws into the right wing circle, settled down, and the shot by Chitteroni goes off a body and into the glass. Verahowski let go by Chitteroni. Now it's Gonchar at the point. Thrown near side. Walton uses the body to protect the puck from Sebastian Gervais. Walton, backhanded pass, picked up off the wall on the far side by Hudson Chitteroni. Walton again at the blue line. This is near side Gonchar. They'll keep the puck up high in the zone for now. Gonchar pressured by Zilkin, finds Walton now left wing circle. Down into the corner, fake the drop off, put it back in front, and a little half shot there by Jan Chauvin. Knocked down by Stepan Shurigan, and he makes the save. I'm not sure that was gotten cleanly. Not 100% on the shot from the LA Kings 6th rounder. 9 points on the season for Chauvin through 18 games so far. And a little bit of a mixing up here. Walton's going to come out, or Walton's going to stay on the ice, and the rest of the Sudbury power play unit's going to swap off here. Spirit win the D-zone face-off, and Graydon Jones will send a turning puck down the other way. 11.5 to go here in the first period. No score between Saginaw and Sudbury. 1 minute left on the James Go hooking penalty. Martin turning back in behind his own end. Up the near side, Bennett. Sudbury into the offensive zone. Shoveled through the legs of Carson Harmer. Gets it back after his goaltender comes out to make a play. Harmer backhands it out to Martin at center. The Wolves take over. This one settled. Vladimir Provorov. This one dropped back. Martin. And Henderson again. Provorov. Reeled in by Saginaw's Valeris. Kluche going to deflect it back into the neutral zone. Could be a shorthanded chance here. 2-on-1. Kluche with Harmer. Down the left side. In front. Harmer. Handcuffed. Put it back in front. And a right pad save made by Owen Leonard. 20 seconds left on the James Go penalty. Wolves back in. Walton. Stick check there by Blake Barnes. Puck comes back up at the right point. Gonchar. Now Bennett. Right circle. Walton. Gonchar again. Center point. Winds up. Takes a shot. Kick save made by the left pad of Shurigan. Walton up top. Gonchar. Fakes the shot. Near side. Bennett takes the shot. And that's a stick save by Shurigan again. Henderson. Now for Bennett. James Go out of the box. Spirit back at full strength. Bennett up high. Henderson the shot. And that one from 45 feet into the glove of Stepan Shurigan. 10:15 left in this opening frame. Still no score. A couple of grade A opportunities there for the Sudbury power play right at the tail end. And Shurigan, even after things get back to even strength, able to find that one through the traffic with the glove. And the offensive zone face-off here for Sudbury, but Saginaw does get fresh bodies out. Nick Sema to take the face-off with Klepov and Barabanov. Ferrand will take the draw after Clayton gets waved out here for Sudbury. Wolves try to win the offensive zone face-off. Nice little kickback there by Clayton. Liam Ladd's at the point over to Gonchar. Hit by Barabanov. Gonchar trying to shovel in front from the corner. Can't do it. Big-time collision as Coughlin gets into Levi Harper. He's been a target here in this game so far. Harper, a little something back for Coughlin. Saginaw back into the offensive end. Drop pass. Hayden Barge and a rising shot. Sticked up and out of play by Owen Leonard. And Levi Harper getting a little bit more from Coughlin. Hayden Barch comes over. 9:53 to go in the first period. Something out of the corner of my eye I saw. Harper gave a little swipe back to Coughlin. Not sure if it was with the stick or what the deal was there, but there was definitely something after the hit. And remember, Harper got locked up earlier in this game with one of the Wolves in front of the bench. I want to say it was Alex Ferrand. So Levi Harper, the Spirit rookie defenseman, already mixing things up a little bit in this game. Outlet pass off the wall from the Wolves down the right side. Verhowski shouldered into the boards by Saginaw's Xander Valeris. 9:40 to go here in the first period. No scores. The Wolves go to work in the offensive end. Ethan Dean up the near side. Anchored it back around. Verhowski getting away from Xander Valeris. Back in behind the goal. Back at the right point now. The Wolves take a point shot there from Lads. It gets deflected wide. Onto the near boards. Dean locks up with Saginaw's Barabanov. 2-on-2 in the corner. Sudbury walks out with it. Verhowski up high. This is Lads. A point shot blocked by Nick Sema. He's going to have things back the other way as Gonchar comes back to close the angle. Good cutback by Sema, taken down. Can't drop the puck off. And Levi Harper tried to step into Dean. It was a heavy check by Harper, but Dean held his feet. Now the puck back in the Saginaw end. 9 minutes left in the first period. Levi Harper picks it up on the drop-off from Igor Barabanov. Lays things up to Nick Sema. Walton chops the puck off of Sema's stick. Odell takes over for Sudbury. Throws a D-to-D passes there in the middle of a line change. Gavin Ewells will skate it back into the Sudbury end. And look out, that one almost turned over onto the stick of Gervais. In the offensive zone, Klepov's got it now. High in the offensive end, Klepov throws it far side for Graydon Jones. Ewells will take back over. Gervais gets his stick lifted. He's put into the Sudbury boards in front of the bench. He and Ewells go back and forth. Now Klepov down low, jam play, and a good save is made there by Owen Leonard. Back in the offensive corner, Kluche rims this one around. Gervais picks it up off the far boards. Rauza, a shovel shot, flutters towards the net, and a save is made by Leonard, and a little bit more for Trevor Odell and Jacob Kluche in front of the goaltender. Kluche and Odell having some more words, and we might have a penalty out of all this. 8:17 to go in the first. Again, Sean Kimmerly and Matt Manella are the referees. Thought we saw a gesture towards the penalty box. It was a gesture back towards the bench. So we'll stay at 5-on-5 here. No score. Shots on goal brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. Saginaw, the 6-5 advantage there. Some good saves between Owen Leonard and Stepan Shurigan so far in this first period. Wolves go off the boards. Drifting slowly in on Shurigan. Uses the stick to knock it down. And he'll cover as Rowan Henderson was right in front of him. And a little bit of stick work for Henderson from James Go as he's parked right in front of the Saginaw goaltender, Stepan Shurigan. 2-1 win 2 nights ago, Thursday night in Barrie. Thanks largely in part to, as we mentioned, 38 saves from Stepan Shurigan. It was the lowest scoring game for the Spirit all year. Just 3 combined goals. As this puck is cleared back into the Sudbury end, and you're going to win a game 2-1. You're going to need some marvelous saves from your goaltender, and that's what the Saginaw Spirit got on Thursday. Henderson back into the offensive end for Sudbury. Shifting wide on Levi Harper. He goes back down behind the net of Shurigan. Up to the right point, Ewells. Near side, Odell. Fired intentionally wide, looking for a good bounce off the boards. They don't get it. This is Uri Rauser to try and clear back out to center. Splits the Sudbury defense. Odell over for Ewells. Good stick lift there by Kluche, going a little too fast, though. He goes into the boards and loses the puck. Odell on this here for Sudbury, back behind his goal line. Giving away a gift in front there for Jensen Geldart. 2 great saves made by Owen Leonard. 2 big-time defensive zone turnovers for the Wolves. And this time it's Jensen Geldart, but he can't quite turn it behind the goaltender. James Go for Levi Harper at the Saginaw blue line. 7:10 to go in a scoreless first period. Nick Sema into the zone, pushes in, takes a shot, and that one's snared by the glove of Owen Leonard. 7:04 left in this first period. Leonard quickly becoming the story of the first 20 minutes. Saginaw stacking chances here as the first moves along. And again, Sudbury's 4th round pick in this year's OHL priority selection. It is not typical that you see a 16-year-old make the jump right to the Ontario Hockey League between the pipes. But that's exactly what Owen Leonard's done here. Now the Wolves trying to stretch this one out. Here's an opportunity. Dean this shot. Knocked the stick out of the hands of Josh Glavin and goes wide. Little one-on-one back into the Spirit end. Dean's got it again. Up high for Lads. A shot into traffic. Blocker save made by Shurigan. Rebound chance. Turned aside by the stick of the Spirit netminder. Provorov was in front. 2 against 2 in the near side corner. Bennett comes away with this one for Sudbury. Little hands around the hips there from Saginaw's Blake Barnes. Play going to continue here. 2 against 2 in the corner again. They can't move it out of the scrum. Provorov. Now this one picked up, and we do finally have a penalty as the arm of the official is up. Jensen Geldart touches that puck And a holding penalty going to come up here against Blake Barnes. Or maybe Josh Glavin. Either way, it comes against the Saginaw Spirit. 6:25 left in this first. It is going to be against Glavin. And the Spirit to their second Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill on the Glavin holding penalty here tonight. So they surge for a little bit. Now Sudbury gets another chance on the power play. And Glavin, one of Saginaw's key penalty killers to this point in the season, in the box. And Gervais going to get waved out here on this draw. Sudbury power play 16 of 81 coming into tonight's game. 8th best in the OHL, just shy of 20%. Walton up to Artem Gonchar again. 2 bodies in front of the net for Sudbury. Gonchar now to the left circle. In front, Walton, the long shot blocker saved by Shurigan. And Dima Zilkin's going to zip that puck out of the zone. Narrowly missing the scoreboard on the clear. And Sebastian Gervais, the first man to it back in the Sudbury end. Zilkin's got it shorthanded. Ran out of room. Villeneuve will take it away, 3-on-2. Here come the Wolves over the line. Villeneuve, far side, Barahowski. Back in front, save made on a broken play by Shurigan. Zilkin's got it again up to the Spirit blue line. And another clear. And a line change for the Spirit penalty killers. Gonchar picks it up, back and behind. His own net. Strides back up and drops it off. This one taken here by Villeneuve. Shifts into the offensive end, lost the puck, nearly got it back, does get it back now. Off of Graydon Jones, pass high, Gonchar blasts his shot, and that one's absorbed by Shurigan. Traffic was in front. Shurigan made the save. 5.5 to go here in this first period. Still no score. And another conversation in front of the Spirit goaltender. As tensions a little bit higher than you may have anticipated. Offensive zone face-off here for the Wolves. Ends up back and behind the Spirit net. Shurigan tips it there for Jacob Kluche. Saginaw gets the clear. That's one of the biggest reasons why Shurigan was able to backstop the Spirit to a win 2 nights ago in Barrie. He was active with the stick out of the net, sweeping pucks aside both in front of the goal and behind. Hudson Chitteroni now into the right wing corner here for Sudbury. And the pass back up high was looking for Hudson Martin, but the Wolves clear the zone on themselves here. 37 seconds left on the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill for the Spirit. Josh Glavin in the penalty box for holding. Wolves into the neutral zone. This is Walton. Lumbers over the blue line. Gave the puck away, though. Jacob Kluche in transition with Carson Harmer. Already a shorthanded 2-on-1 for these two tonight. Harmer's going to backhand this one up and over the crossbar. Jacob Kluche gets it back and wrestles into the neutral zone. The Spirit now going into their own end, of course, to try and kill off some penalty time. 10 seconds left on it. And getting the rest of the job done was Hayden Barch. Saginaw clears. Jacob Kluche got a little bit of an extra stick around the midsection there. He's going to try to talk with Sean Kimberly, the referee, on that one. But out of the box is Josh Glavin. Back in it goes. Harper back in behind the Spirit net on the 5-on-5 regroup here. This one jammed off the wall by Dima Zilkin. Farran up through center. Walton knocks it down. Up into the offensive end with Coughlin. Here comes Walton. Drops it off. Coughlin, the shot. Stick check by Zilkin. Puck goes out of play. And a little bump between Zilkin and Coughlin. 4:03 left in this first period. No score between the Saginaw Spirit and the Sudbury Wolves. A couple of big-time penalty kills for the Spirit. We'll take a break, and we're back to Sudbury after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back inside Sudbury Community Arena. No score between the Saginaw Spirit and the Sudbury Wolves. 4:03 left in this first period. A couple of power play chances for Sudbury, one for the Spirit, but nobody's found the back of the net. The story has been Owen Leonard and Stepan Shurigan in their respective goal creases. Offensive zone faceoff here for the Wolves. And the captain, Villeneuve, will be waved back here for a second. Villeneuve against Dima Zhilkin in this near side faceoff circle. Villeneuve wins it back. Coughlin off the draw. The pass too far behind Gavin Ewells. Swept to the net. Easy stick save by Shurigan. Coughlin trying to spin it in front. He's hit by Zhilkin, so the puck now picked up by Glavin. Now near side Klepov. Nikita Klepov stops up at the right wing hash marks. 3 Wolves on Klepov. Gotten to the point. James Go sends it back in deep. Gavin Ewells there first for Sudbury. And a bouncing puck kept in by Glavin. Nope, they'll say it did come back out and be blown down offside. 3:38 left in this first period. Josh Glavin having a conversation with the linesman, but face-off going to come back out in the neutral zone here for the Saginaw Spirit. Gervais, Thoyer, and Brody Popoy come back out. Levi Harper out again. He has gotten the most ice time out of any Spirit defenseman here in this game so far. And he's got the puck here after a face-off won by Gervais. Harper shakes through some stick checks here. Shrugs off Ferran. Gets some help from Gervais. Taken into the boards by Gonchar. Trevor Thoyer lost that puck as it came out, but stolen quickly back by Levi Harper. Stick work there by Ferran at the top of the zone. No more puck for Harper. Coughlin back into the Spirit end. Trying to get it away from Xander Valeris. Can't do it. Trevor Thoyer ducks out of the way of a check from Ferran. Now Gervais into the offensive end. Popoy left wing circle shot. Blocked on its way, and the loose puck nearly came back to Levi Harper, who's got a bit of a stick there for Villeneuve. Keep an eye on Harper and Villeneuve here in this game. Wolves are back in their own end. 2:57 left in the first period. No score. Back up Henderson just inside the Sudbury blue line. As the Wolves look north, Henderson out the right side. Down the wing, outside the dots, a snapshot that's into the midsection of the goaltender. Stepan Shurigan for a save, and that one from a bit of a steep angle. Does squeak down through the pads and maybe come to rest in the blue paint there. Might have been a bit of a closer call than it initially appeared. Stepan Shurigan, he's been the busier of the 2 goaltenders in this first period. He's made 12 saves. Offensive zone faceoff here, 2:45 left in the period, so he's probably going to have to make a couple more before it's all said and done. Faceoff, won by Sudbury. Martin at the left point, thrown towards the net. It glances off Shurigan's glove. Follow-up chance gets blocked. Clayton now in the corner. Taken into the boards by Saginaw's Jones. Henderson walks off the wall with it. To the left point now, Martin. Wolves continue the offensive front. This one fired back and behind Shurigan's net. Henderson gets to it, hit by Harmer. Walk up to the point. Ewells pressured by Uri Rauja. Back underneath, this is Henderson. Up high, Ewells. Swung near side for Martin. Top of the circle shot, and the glove save again. Stepan Shurigan saw it the whole way through, able to put the glove in front of the mask. Make that save with 2:12 here in this first period. Rauja back to the bench on a line change. Second OHL game for Uri Rauja. Chris Lazary talked during Coach's Corner about maybe the biggest language barrier he's had to deal with here in his OHL coaching career. And Rauja's translator for the last 48 hours, Miroslav Shatan, out of action tonight with an upper body injury. Liam Storch is out with an illness. Ryan Hanrahan, the other scratch for Saginaw again, out with a wrist injury he sustained at the U17 World Hockey Challenge. Saginaw wins a D-zone faceoff. Barabanov takes a crunch. This one back up at the top of the zone. Sticked out here by Nikita Klepov and swept away, though, on the zone entry by Hudson Martin. Back behind the Sudbury goal it goes. Barabanov coughed it up now to Walton. Up through center ice himself inside the final 2 minutes of the first period, looking for our first goal in this game. Dima Zhilkin back in behind Stepan Shurigan. It's intercepted. This is Chitteroni. Behind the offensive end for Sudbury. Just kept that in on the edge of the blue line. Josh Glavin gets to it first. The backhanded pass up for Nikita Klepov. Dunks it off the wall there for Igor Barabanov into the offensive zone. A little pass between his own legs. Klepov has it. Rotates over. Zhilkin in the circle with Barabanov in front. The pass doesn't get to him. Nicely deflected by Gavin Ewells, but Zhilkin back in behind the net. In front, the shot from Klepov, and it's a save by Owen Leonard on another grade A scoring chance, and now Klepov gets hauled down by one of the Wolves. Looks like Jan Chauvin. And the helmet is gone. Igor Barabanov's got another Wolf in a headlock. We'll see what comes out of this here. 1:15 left in the first period. But it was a great save by Owen Leonard on that chance from Nikita Klepov. The penalty box doors will stay shut here. 1:15 left in the first period. A couple of good shifts in the offensive zone here for Saginaw. Barabanov, Klepov, and Zilkin out again. Against Villeneuve for this face-off in the right circle. Barabanov will be waved out, so now it's Klepov. Puck won by Villeneuve. Hit by Barabanov on the way through. Puck knocked down now by Nikita Klepov. Another collision with Artem Gonchar, and Klepov looked like he stepped on the puck there. He fell down. Here comes Villeneuve on the counterattack. Backhanded pass in front to nobody. Now Ladd's off the wall. Shovels it to the net. The blocker saved by Stepan Shurigan. Klepov here in the final 60 seconds. Up for Barabanov. Down the wing. It's turned around by Villeneuve. Lads is on this back and behind the Sudbury net. He's up to the Wolves' blue line, up through center and into the offensive zone. Lads carrying the mail. That shot goes off the glove of Shurigan. Ferran, a little bit of a snow shower for the Spirit netminder, and that brings up a crowd afterwards. Levi Harper and Coughlin again. This is the most we've seen Harper get mixed up in some of the post-whistle stuff. At this point in his OHL career, as Coughlin keeps barking at him. Coughlin over to talk to the referee right now. 41.2 left in the first period, rather. No score still. Faceoff stays in the offensive end. Shots 15-10 here in the first. An entertaining first period of play. The conversation for both coaches back in the locker room is maybe mitigate the chances against. Josh Glavin out of his own corner and a faceoff win. Goes glass and out. Gavin Ewells on it up to center. Puck quickly dropped off, but intercepted by Glavin. Hops into the offensive zone. Rauja up high. Gervais near side. Kluche goes right off the toe of his stick in the right circle. Would have been a great A scoring chance. James Go keeps it in. Walks to the middle. Rauja left wing. Back up to the right point. Josh Glavin with a lot of bodies in front. A shot by Glavin off a leg in front. It'll be taken down now by Ewells. Final 10 seconds of the period. Villeneuve is in. Tries to get through James Go. Shurigan out to play that puck. Off some bodies. Uri Rauja at center. 2 seconds in one. Kluche's got to get a shot off. But not enough time. Kluche, a little bit of an extra shoulder there for Artem Gonchar. But that's the end of the first period. Shots 15-10 in favor of the Sudbury Wolves in the first 20. No score thanks to Owen Leonard and Stepan Shurigan. Only thing on the score sheet right now is a couple of penalties. Still, lots of action to talk about here. We'll take a break, and Jonathan will welcome you back to the studio after this. Here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Unwind on a fall color tour, or simply wander a while on scenic trails. Handpick ripe apples and pumpkins, savor warm donuts and fresh-pressed cider, and slip into the coziness of harvest season. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at garberchesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
Well, the story of the first period is a tale of two goaltenders. Great chances either way. Stepan Shurigan and Owen Leonard keeping things scoreless through 20 minutes. Let's take a look back at that first period, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Things started out with a little bit of back and forth. The Spirit testing the rookie netminder Owen Leonard a few times early on. At 4 minutes, 31 seconds, they get the first power play of the evening as Artem Gonchar sits for two. It's checked to the head penalty. Saginaw gets to work manufacturing some chances, sending pucks toward the Sudbury net, but the Wolves break out of their end 2-on-1. Chase Coughlin feeds Alex Ferrand for the tap-in on the backside post, but Shurigan gets across to make a great stop.
Levi Harper, the drop pass. Kluche looking back for Sema. Coughlin's going to intercept. Here come the Wolves again, shorthanded. Coughlin 2-on-1 with Ferrand. Lays it in front. Oh, what a save! Stepan Shurigan, his first stop of the hockey game. Ring 10 bells as the Spirit will clear it.
Juraj Rauja nearly scores his first not too long after that. A bumper play, go to Kluche at the post, up to Rauja, but Leonard kicks out to make that save.
Throws the puck back into the Sudbury end and a big-time hit. Odell turns the back and runs over Graydon Jones. Another collision in the corner. Go, back down low, bumped in front. Rauja shot it off the goal post. On a great feed from Jacob Kluche. Rauja couldn't bury it.
The Sudbury Wolves get their first power play of the evening at 7 minutes, 37 seconds. James Go takes a hooking penalty. The dynamic duo of Kluche and Harmer nearly connect for a shorthanded goal, but just don't manage to bury it.
Kluche going to deflect it back into the neutral zone. Could be a shorthanded chance here. 2-on-1. Kluche with Harmer. Down the left side. In front. Harmer handcuffed. Put it back in front and a right pad save made by Owen Leonard.
Shurigan makes a series of saves to kill off that penalty, return things to 5-on-5. Not long after, a turnover in the Wolves' end gives Jensen Geldard his chance at making the score sheet and scoring his first in a Spirit uniform, but he can't crack Leonard either.
Odell on this here for Sudbury, back behind his goal line. Giving away a gift in front there for Jensen Geldard. Two great saves made by Owen Leonard.
13 minutes, 35 seconds. Josh Glavin sits for holding. The Spirit are back to the penalty kill. The Wolves go on the attack with a couple rushes, but Shurigan holds them off again to kill it off.
Here come the Wolves over the line. Vilna, far side, Barahowski back in front. Save made on a broken play by Shurigan. Jilkin's got it again up to the Spirit blue line, and another clear.
0-0 the score through 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal favored the Wolves 15-10. Neither team successful on the power play. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring Dylan into the conversation. Lots to break down through 20 minutes despite the score right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebring factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Denton here in the studio after one period of play. Saginaw and Sudbury tied up at 0 apiece as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, no scoring to speak of. It's not for lack of chances, though. Really, we mentioned it, the goaltenders kind of have been the story of this so far. Stepan Shurigan, Owen Leonard, keeping things where they're at right now.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch, too. There are sometimes scoreless first periods that are not exactly of the entertaining variety. We had 25 shots between the two hockey teams in that first period. Leonard and Shurigan were fantastic. And again, I mean, you played the highlight, but think back to what was Stepan Shurigan's first shot that he saw. It was a shorthanded 2-on-1 that he's got to move laterally from right to left and kind of stretch out to make a left foot save. So he's at the top of his game right now. He's been busy. He's looked really good. We've seen a couple of chances where traffic in front has been a factor. Shurigan's had to battle through some screens, and give him credit, he's made those saves. I think Sudbury's done a little bit better of a job as far as just getting pucks into traffic and getting pucks through traffic. They're kind of using the points. We've seen Artem Gonchar let a lot of shots go that have been tipped on their way through or either just found the way through completely. Gonchar's got a couple of shots on goal in that first period. So maybe if the Spirit can use the points a little bit better, or a little bit more frequently in the second period, they might get a few more better looking chances.
You look at those screens in front, and that has been leading to a little bit of shenanigans after the whistle. Both teams getting up in each other's grills after the whistle. It's kind of getting rough out there. Saginaw has kind of leaned into that as part of their identity over the last few games, though.
Yeah, no, and I like that. Shenanigans, that's a good word. We were actually just talking about the movie Super Troopers the other day, so that one ties in pretty well. Good film. But, that sums it up pretty well. And for whatever reason, that was kind of the case last time here as well. Last time the Spirit were in Sudbury, I mentioned the 19 power plays between the two teams in that game. That was a long time ago. I don't know if you remember that one, but just sitting up here, I remember thinking to myself, and you and I having the conversation, like, what is the deal? These teams don't have a rivalry. They barely ever play each other.
They see each other twice a year, yeah.
Yeah, and things were less than friendly. They were pretty frosty in that game. The penalty sheet from that contest back in February of last year, it's got an arm's length list of penalties. Xander Valeris scrapped in that game. He picked up 9 minutes in penalties. Like, things got nasty. So I don't know if things are going to trend quite that direction here in this game. I mean, you gotta consider where these two teams are in the standings. Like, Saginaw's not had the start to the year that they wanted. They're putting things back together now. They snapped a 3-game losing streak, but they're on the fringe of the playoff picture right now. 8th place in the Western Conference. Sudbury's got the worst record in the OHL right now. They've just got 4 wins on the year. They're frustrated. They've lost 7 straight hockey games. So I don't think anybody's going to fault them or really be surprised that they're trying to mix things up and get visor to visor with a couple of guys. From the Saginaw side of things, though, you got to answer the bell. You got to be ready for it. They can't allow themselves to get bullied in this game.
A gritty, physical game. Even before the whistles blow, a lot of things are being decided along board battles here. One of the best chances that the Spirit saw was off of Go winning a battle along the boards, getting it out to Cloutier. Do we think that's going to keep up here? What Saginaw need to do to stay in that?
Yeah, I think the team that's going to be most okay with getting hit and maybe taking a little bit of a beating in the corner, that's probably the team that's going to win this hockey game. Like, there have been a lot of great chances, but still things are tight. They're low scoring. Saginaw's 2 days removed from their lowest scoring game of the season, and this is a Spirit team that set a franchise record for goals scored last year, well over 300. I don't know that they're going to do the same thing this year. They're not going to change the way they play. They're still going to be kind of a high-scoring, run-and-gun kind of hockey team focused on puck possession. But the tools in the toolbox are a little bit different right now. So this is where it comes down to guys like Sebastian Gervais, who's so good at winning battles like that. You mentioned James Go was able to do that a couple times. Look at Brody Popoy, too. I mean, that's why Brody Popoy got signed out of training camp. That's why he's a free agent invite, and that's why he turned that invite into a contract, was because he's able to play kind of that rough style, take a beating in the corner and walk away with the hockey puck and then make a play with it. So the guys that have that aptitude, I'm looking at Trevor Thoyer as well. Those are the guys that could maybe make the biggest difference in this hockey game on the Saginaw side of things. If they're not willing to do that, if they're not able to win those battles, they're going to have a hard time here in the next 40 minutes.
How to keep things in the O-zone if you want to send pucks toward the net, and the boards are where that's happening, at least here tonight. Dylan, thank you very much. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, a look around the league brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh & Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear, with a team that plays to win.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit hockey team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Welcome back. Jonathan Denton here with your look at your out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Earlier this afternoon, the Ottawa 67s defeated the Niagara Ice Dogs at home 6-2. A 5-4 win for the Brantford Bulldogs on home ice over the Brampton Steelheads 5-4. Here this evening, after one period of play, the Owen Sound Attack are up to a 1-0 lead over the Flint Firebirds. That game in Flint. Noah Nelson has the goal that makes the difference right now. It comes just 12 seconds into a power play, assisted by Cole Zarowski and Lenny Greenberg. In Guelph, the Storm right now up 1-0 after one period of play over the Kitchener Rangers. Will McFadden, his second of the season, has the Storm out to that lead. And with 7 minutes remaining in the first period, it's a scoreless tie between the Peterborough Petes and the Barrie Colts. It's also a scoreless tie between the Saginaw Spirit and Sudbury Wolves. We'll have second period action coming up with Dylan after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800-FUN-TOWN. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back inside Sudbury Community Arena. No score here as we get set to start the second period between the Spirit and the Wolves. No carryover penalties or power plays, so we start at 5-on-5 here. Fresh sheet of ice, not too different than the way we started the first. This time Saginaw moves right to left, and they throw things back into the Sudbury end. Liam Ladd's there to touch things up for the Wolves. Warahowski up to Gavin Ewells. Broken up by Saginaw's Barabanov. Ducks out of the way of the hit from Henderson. Dima Zilkin has this on a pass from Xander Valeris, but toe picks and pops right back up. Good spin there by Zilkin to get out of danger. That could have been a chance the other way. This is Barabanov, cross-ice Klepov. Looking to come back. Zilkin off the boards in the circle, now up high. Dima Zilkin, fan on the shot, gets turned around, tries to keep it in front of himself. Warahowski's going to turn things back down the left side, and Henderson tosses it back in behind the Spirit net. 40 seconds gone in the second period. Shots 15-10 Sudbury in the first. Klepov, cross-ice pass is broken up before it can get to Levi Harper. He turns this in on the backhand. And Owen Leonard, the Sudbury goaltender, out to play it up the boards. Blake Barnes locked up with Chitteroni. Puck down the left side. This will be turned back in behind the Spirit net. Now a wraparound chance, an opportunity thrown up to the right point. Gonchar, shot deflected off the stick of Rauja. And Chauvin, who had that back in behind the Spirit net. Now this is Martin on the deflected puck that went back into the Sudbury end. Good little let there. Chitteroni going to find Walton on a breakaway towards the net. And a left pad save by Stepan Shurigan as he stretches out again. Another great stop here on a grade A scoring chance. A breakaway from the leading scorer, Kieran Walton. And Shurigan shuts it down. Now Gervais tries to go to work in the Spirit offensive end. Martin takes it away from him for Sudbury. Artem Gonchar, the backhanded pass to find Walton again. Up to center ice. Walton, Chitteroni now down the right side. Puts it back in front there. That one broken up by Harmer. And laid ahead now to Jacob Cloutier. 2-on-2. Saginaw's going to hit the line. Cloutier and Gervais. Taken wide by Liam Lads. Cloutier in front. Goes off the stick of the goaltender. Where's the puck? It's back in behind the net. That was a strange bounce. Graydon Jones now locking up with Villeneuve. And that could have been a steal, but instead the Sudbury Wolves are offside. 18:01 to go in the second period. An intended home run pass up out of the Sudbury defensive zone, read well, and just caught up to it the last second by Graydon Jones. But another fantastic save, bookmark that one as well, by the Spirit goaltender Stepan Shurigan. 6'5", uses the frame to its absolute maximum advantage. He stretches out and makes that left pad save. Off the draw on the offensive end. This is Nick Sema getting the stick worth from Brady Smith. At the right point, James Go put back down for Sema. Smith handcuffs him. Carson Harmon to chase it down. Off the boards and back in behind the net. Nick Sema waves it along. Comes all the way up to the left point. Jones, the shot tipped on its way by Jensen Geldart. He knocked it down. Now the outlet pass is intercepted by James Go in the neutral zone. Turned right back in behind the Sudbury net. 17.5 to go in the second. Turned over in front. Sema the spinning shot and a good save made by Owen Leonard. Came out to the top edge of his blue crease to make that stop. Puck batted down by Graydon Jones at the Spirit blue line. Liam Ladd swings it cross ice. This is taken by Brady Smith and thrown back into the right wing corner of the Saginaw zone. Jones gets to it first. He's got Coughlin right behind him. A little shoulder bump on the way through. Ferran gets into Graydon Jones, and James Go comes back up with a stick there for Coughlin. Play continues. Now a centering pass. Nick Sema from Geldart tied up there by Ewells. Could have been a potential breakaway chance for Sema, but well played by the Sudbury defenseman. 3 Wolves on the boards. They'll take that away from Sema. Poked out by James Go. Near side, Villeneuve has it for the Wolves at center red. Turns a nice backhanded pass into the offensive zone. Here's Henderson. Top of the left circle, and a stick save by Shurigan ends up in the corner. James Go trying to make a play. Stick work there from Henderson. Moves the puck to Igor Barabanov. From center ice, Jilkin just inside the line. Laid it back. This is Barnes. Shoveled down from the left wing boards. Gavin Ewells taps it back up, but it's kept in on the back end by Saginaw Xander Valeris. Back and behind the Sudbury goal it goes again. Henderson on it for the Wolves. Dima Zilkin there to try and force a turnover. Barabanov trying to get it back to Zilkin in the circle, but the Wolves take it away. Bounce that one off the near wall and clear the zone. Brings up an icing as Xander Valeris back to touch things up. 16:08 to go in the second. We mentioned the last time that Saginaw was in this building. Again, that 7-2 win back on February the 28th. Things weren't exactly friendly. 66 penalty minutes between the two teams. 34 infractions. And of course, Xander Valeris, 9 penalty minutes as he dropped the mitts in that contest with Alex Ferran. Offensive zone draw here for Saginaw coming in the left wing circle. Barabanov, Zilkin, Klepov. Saginaw's won it back. This is Harper at the blue line. Tosses one over to Blake Barnes, then down low, let go by Klepov. Bounces out of the corner. Gavin Ewells there for Dean. Sudbury is out of the defensive zone off the boards. This is Henderson, catches up to a bad angle shot, and Shurigan reaches over to make the save. Blake Barnes inadvertently hit Blake Clayton into his goaltender. Everybody seems to be okay. That was one of those hits that looked like it could have been a lot worse than it actually was. Clayton kind of went skates first into the Spirit goaltender, and he barely even budged. Stepan Shurigan, 6'5", 205 pounds. That's a lot of human being, and I guess you're going to have to throw a little bit more than Blake Clayton at him. As we're going to have an extra shovel, maybe? Well, they brought the shovel crew on a little early. They're going to kick him off. Oh, we fired the media timeout too early. Well, an extra ice scrape never hurt anybody, I guess. It's not going to make things harder to play. So the officials will kick the ice crew off. Respectfully, of course. Walton, a shot off the draw, and that one's going to go into the glass in behind Stepan Shurigan. Artem Gonchar throws it back in behind the Saginaw net. No score here from Sudbury. 15:42 left in the second period. It's a goaltender's duel again. Saginaw's outlet pass goes wide, but no icing. Here comes Juraj Rauja into the corner with Gervais and Cloutier. The Wolves outnumber the Spirit down low in the Sudbury end. Gervais and Rauja look to change that. They move it along. This is Cloutier. Back at the right point. A quick shot from James Go. Deflected wide. Now Gervais. Into the corner. Goes in awkwardly there. After the hit from Liam Lads, Gervais down on his knees. He's trying to play the puck right now. Also not putting it into a compromising position. Great work from Gervais. Keeps that alive. And Chitteroni finally able to knock him off that puck. And the Wolves trying to get things out. This is Walton just to get it out to center for Jacob Cloutier. More great work from Sebastian Gervais there. 5 minutes gone here in a scoreless second. Josh Glavin down the wing. Cross-ice pass. You heard Cloutier holler for it there. Just took a deflection on its way on through. Gonchar back in behind the Sudbury net now. And Trevor Thoyer comes in. Throws a shoulder into Lads. No more puck for him. Thoyer up to Barch at the point. Slid over. James Go just inside the blue line. Kept it alive. Put it into the skates of Barch now from the right point. Sends it back underneath. Liam Lads is there. Takes a glancing hit from Brody Papoy. Carson Harmer hops on the ice now for Saginaw. Drops it back to James Go. Little backhanded pass back for Harmer. Down below the goal line. By Brody Papoy on the backhand. Up to the right point. Barch back off the boards. Here's Papoy. High in the zone. To the point. James Go. A shot into traffic just wide. The goaltender is lost right now. Just getting back to his skates is Owen Leonard. Puck up the near sidewall. Papoy into the circle. Down to the corner. This is Trevor Thoyer. Rims it back around. Knocked down by Carson Harmer. 6 minutes gone in the second period. No score here from Sudbury. This is played back down low. Trevor Thoyer locking up now with Odell. Back out of the wall. It comes up to the right point again. James Go. Long offensive opportunity here for Saginaw. They haven't gotten a grade A scoring chance yet. Harmer for James Go. Takes a shot. That one well wide. Hayden Barch has it off the wall. Barch lays it along. Brody Papoy. Out of the left wing corner again. Spinning back against two Wolves. Papoy cuts it back in front. That one knocked away, but now Zilkin is the Spirit. Sneaking a bit of a line change here. Dima Zilkin back and behind the net. About 90 seconds in the offensive zone for Saginaw. Zilkin down to the goal line. Harmer. One of the Wolves is without a stick. A shot there by Zilkin, blocked on its way through. And it'll be taken on the other direction here by Chitteroni. Laid back in behind the Spirit zone. And Sudbury mercifully gets a line change here. D-to-D pass back in the Spirit end. Jones for Go. Brody Papoy at the offensive blue line. Lays it back in. Now he goes for a line change. This is Gavin Ewells back from behind the Sudbury goal line. Up to Ferran. Up at center ice. Gets into the offensive end. Quickly shoveled towards the net by Coughlin, and a great save by Shurigan on the rebound. Looked like that puck didn't go exactly where he thought it would. He makes a great save to move laterally. Now here come the Spirit on the counterattack. The pass from Barabanov too far ahead of Nikita Klepov. And Klepov gets into a man and forces a turnover. Barabanov, a heavy check up high there from Chase Coughlin. Barabanov shakes it off. Here's Klepov. Back behind the goal line. Puts it in front for Zhilkin. Handcuffed. Graydon Jones comes down to help him out. Puts back into the corner. Barabanov gets there. 3 Wolves go to Barabanov to close him off. This will be brought back on the counterattack. Villeneuve finds Ferran. Back to Villeneuve down the left side. That one put back in front. A glancing shot goes back in behind the Spirit net. And out the other side, it's picked up by Barabanov. Bouncing puck at center. Dima Zhilkin. Levi Harper stretches the back skate, so the Spirit are onside into the zone. Zhilkin kicks it down into the corner. This is Levi Harper trying to put it back in front off the outside of the goal. Now the Wolves on a counterattack, 3-on-2. Coughlin with Villeneuve. That one's into the skates of Xander Valeris. Back in behind, Stepan Shurigan's net. Turned it over, though, on the shot. That just glances through the goal mouth and out the other side. Gonchar holds at the point. Inside 12 to go. A fluttering shot knocked towards the net, and it'll bounce around in the circle where this is Ferran to double back. Alex Ferran now for Lads. It's Saginaw's turn to be cuffed in the defensive zone. A blocker save by Shurigan. Rebound chance, Gonchar. That one hit a body on its way through. Another chance there by Lads. It's hung wide. Back up at the left point it comes. This is Ferran. Harper's locked up in front of the net with Coughlin. Puck is up high in the zone here for Sudbury. Somebody's got a broken stick. Gonchar, that shot tipped just wide by Coughlin. It's Harper who's without a stick. And Coughlin tried to play it back towards the net. It's off the outside of the goal. And up to the near point it comes. Lads again. Swung over. Villeneuve just inside the line. Nicely poked away there by Dima Zhilkin. And out to center. Wolves are just outside the offensive blue line. They'll flutter this back in. Harper's gotten a new stick from somebody. Now a stretch pass by Valeris. Up to find Nick Seema into the right wing circle of the offensive zone. Poked away by Liam Lads. Seema tracks back. Top of the zone. Barnes dropped off Igor Barabanov through the traffic. Partially knocked down. Seema the one-time shot on a broken play. And that comes out the other side. And all the way back down into the Spirit end. Shurigan's there to play it. And he settles it down for Xander Valeris. The broken stick of Levi Harper still back in the defensive zone for Saginaw. Valeris gets up to center. Moves this puck up to the right side. Jensen Geldart. Cross-ice pass. Just going to go under the stick of Nick Seema, but he turns around and finds it. Seema knocks it back down low. This is taken away by Sudbury's Hudson Martin. Big collision up in neutral ice, and this will be taken by Barahowski, trying to get around Josh Glavin. Glavin stands him up. Barahowski stays with it. This is Clayton now following on into the offensive end for Sudbury. His shot goes off a skate and into the glass. Taken by Saginaw's Harmer. Takes a check. Barahowski keeps it alive. This is Henderson now. Left point here for Sudbury in the offensive end. Put wide off the boards. Punched away by Shurigan before it could come back in front. Glavin backhands it out to center. Martin throws it in for Sudbury. And the line change will be coming here for both teams. And the stretch pass from Saginaw is knocked down on its way through by Henderson. So that'll wash out any icing opportunity. Gavin Ewells inside the midway point of this hockey game. 9:44 to go in the second. No score. Rausha back into the offensive corner. Turns around and shrugs off a check. This puck is picked up here and moved out by Chauvin. And out to the neutral zone where it's knocked down by Saginaw's Gervais. And a shoulder laid there by Jacob Kluche. So the puck is picked up by Saginaw's Hayden Barch. Leads the charge into the zone here for Saginaw. Barch's shot broken up on its way through. Gervais takes a check. 2 men in the corner. Graydon Jones walks down the near side boards to try and seal off that wall. It does get out past him. So Hayden Barch takes over back in the Saginaw end. The home run pass is intercepted here by Brady Smith. Wolves back into the offensive end. 9:05 to go here. Scoreless second period. Sudbury, a hit from Jacob Kluche, so no more puck for them. This is Gervais, but poked away. Again in the neutral zone. This time it's by Chitteroni. And so Lads has to backtrack into his own end. Pressure there from Gervais. Brady Smith has it. Back at his own goal line. He will wait and throw things back up to the top of the zone. Lads down the right wing. Thrown on through. Bunted out of the air by Chitteroni. Puck is taken here by Graydon Jones in the defensive corner for Saginaw. Chauvin trying to throw it back in front. Nicely poked away by Kluche. Might have a chance. 2-on-1 with Gervais. Down the right side, Sebastian Gervais takes his shot, and it was deflected out of play by Lads. Out over the glass it goes. 8:22 left in the period. Just about 8 minutes of uninterrupted hockey. Still no score here in the second period. We're back to Sudbury in a moment.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Carson Armour, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Just about 8 minutes of uninterrupted hockey here from Sudbury Community Arena, but no goals. Handful of shots, handful of scoring opportunities. Lots of cardio being done by these guys out here. Saginaw and Sudbury, first meeting of the season. The Wolves have an 8-3 shot advantage here in the second, 23-13 in the entire game, and some entertaining hockey. But on the Saginaw side of things, right now they're being heavily outshot and outchanced by the last place team in the OHL. Dimas Yilkin on an offensive zone face-off here between Barabanov and Nikita Klepov. And it is the period of the long change here in a building with a very interesting bench situation, but we'll get into that in a second as Coughlin has things into the neutral zone for the Wolves to fire it back in behind Stepan Shurigan. James Go up the boards. Barabanov sees the hit of Villeneuve coming, so he taps the brakes. They get the puck back into the neutral zone, and Ferran throws it back into the Spirit end where this is James Go. Two Wolves on him. Cough the puck up. Coughlin put it back into the skates of Levi Harper. Up to Igor Barabanov, then for Klepov, but it's quickly poked away. Wolves try to wave things back in. Shurigan knocks it down. James Go. Hit by Coughlin. Up the near side, poked away from Villeneuve by James Go. Now this is Barabanov in with Nikita Klepov. Nice little lay back in behind the Sudbury goal. Gonchar ties up Barabanov before he can get to the puck. Uses the body. Now this is Ewells out on the near side here for the Wolves. 7:24 to go here in the second. Still looking for our first goal of the hockey game. Ewells a long shot. Easy glove save by Shurigan. So easy, it'll give the puck to James Go. Klepov. Saginaw looks to go out of the zone. Puck knocked down by Trevor Thoyer. They've got the zone. They've got numbers. Here comes Thoyer. Time to behind the back pass there for Barabanov, but it was read nicely by Villeneuve. And up the far side, this is Artem Gonchar. Uncle Sergey, a long career in the National Hockey League that saw some Stanley Cups. Gonchar's going to toe pick, though, in the offensive end for Sudbury, so that'll allow James Go to move the puck to Carson Harmer. Into the offensive end, Harmer hits the late man. Papoy over right circle and a one-timer. Great save is made on Trevor Thoyer by the goaltender Leonard, and now Papoy's got a little something for Villeneuve as they are quickly swarmed by linesmen and separated. Villeneuve, the Sudbury captain's got a couple of things to say. He is one of the more explosive players. As Villeneuve's got his hand down by his knee right now, indicating that somebody's a little smaller in stature. I believe it is Brody Papoy he's talking to. 6'1", 175 for the Clarkston native. Taller than I am. Carson Harmer in the left wing face-off circle. 6:46 to go in the second period. And we're going to relocate this particular face-off. Nathan Villeneuve, a extensive career in the OHL. He'll clock in at 6 feet tall. Here's a shot right off the draw there. That one goes off the leg of Martin. This one back up the far boards. Brody Papoy keeps it alive. Papoy hauled down. Puck off the outside of the cage. Carson Harmer tries to keep it alive. Papoy handcuffed there by Clayton. Rims the puck around. Graydon Jones down to the left wing hash marks. Carson Harmer shot into traffic, goes off a Sudbury body. Outlet comes all the way down the other way. Blake Barnes in front of his own net. 7 defensemen, 11 forwards for Saginaw here tonight. This one deflected into the Sudbury end. No icing. A lot of defensive partners, a lot of defensive changes here for the Spirit. Sudbury fires that one, and it goes off the body of Sebastian Gervais. Back into the Wolves' end. 6 minutes left. No score here in the second. As this puck will be picked up back in behind the Spirit net. Kyle Makarick is in his first year as an assistant coach here for Saginaw. He runs the D on the Spirit bench, so he's making those changes. Here comes Sebastian Gervais into the offensive zone. A rising shot that misses on the glove hand side of Leonard, but not by much. Gervais got it again behind the net. Centering feed for Rouser right on the edge of the blue crease. Chitteroni tied him up. Rouser puts it back in between the face-off dots, and Gervais can't pick it up. So it's back out to Hayden Barch at center. Kluche, nice move over the line to find Gervais. Right wing circle, and that shot tipped up and over. Kept in at the left point by Glavin. No, it's stolen here. Chauvin down the right side into the circle. Backtracking, cut off by Bartz. Rolling puck is turned back and behind the net of Shurigan. Josh Glavin up the far boards. Pokes it out past Walt. Thrown back down by Brady Smith and in behind. Chitteroni, left wing circle. That shot stopped by Shurigan with the goal stick. You may not have seen it as it came off the stick. Ewell's a long point shot. That's blocked by Gervais. 5 minutes left in a scoreless second period. Rauscher lets it go for Gervais. Brings it up ice himself. At the tail end of this shift, though, for the Spirit. Second line, Gervais, a long shot. That's an easy save by the stick of Leonard. Kluche doing what he can to keep things in the zone, though. Smith back for Ewells. Carson Harmer had him in the train tracks. Lays the hit. Kluche up high for the late man, Valeris. Lost it in between the faceoff dots. Now Chitteroni up for Walton. Counterattack here. Walton down the left side. Levi Harper tries to hold him out wide. Walton back in behind the net. Walks around on the near side now. Off the boards, high in the zone. Walton still left circle. Tries to go between the dots. Just tied up there by Levi Harper before he could do anything with that puck. Carson Harmer, 3-on-2. Drops it off. Harper back in. Takes a shot. That one gets blocked off the leg there of Brady Smith. The Wolves come out the other way. 2-on-1. Coughlin down the right side with Villeneuve. Slides it over. Put it into his skates. And Xander Valeris gets back to block the pass and a shot. Save made by Shurigan. He looks behind him, but he's got the puck. 4:03 left in the period. The goaltenders continue to do their job. No score. We're back to Sudbury after this.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside Sudbury Community Arena. No score. Lots of shots between the Saginaw Spirit and the Sudbury Wolves. Shots right now 26-15 in favor of Sudbury. 11-5 in the period. Stepan Shurigan, a couple of saves at the end of a long sequence. And the odd man rush is being given up. Again, we talked about the period of the long change. The benches are on opposite sides of the arena. About 95% of your bench is in the offensive zone in this second period. So we've seen some long sequences in the offensive end for both teams. That's a big part of the reason why. Chase Coughlin's going to take an offensive zone faceoff for the Wolves against Igor Barabanov. Barabanov's going to win it. Graydon Jones tries to find James Goen. The outlet pass off the boards to Dima Zhilkin. Now Jones in a 3-on-2 here as the defenseman hops up on the rush. Now Barabanov hits the late man Zhilkin. His shot deflected wide. Villeneuve there for Sudbury. Wolf captain moves things into the offensive end, or it'll be knocked down just at the offensive blue line. And Sudbury offside. Second rounder by the Seattle Kraken in 2024. Nathan Villeneuve, leading scorer for Sudbury with 23 points in 14 games, and a Wolves squad that's looking to shake off the disappointment of last night's game, a 6-3 loss to the Erie Otters here in this building. They were up 2-0 at one point. Things kind of fell apart from there. And I believe the empty net goal, as the Wolves were trying to make it a closer hockey game, I believe it went off some Sudbury Wolves last before it ended up in the back of their empty cage. So some frustration mounting at the end of 7. Spirit are guilty of icing here, 3:28 to go. And the hits continue to fly in Sudbury. Graydon Jones taking a check to make sure all the jibs are in one place, the nose and the teeth. Everything seems to be where it should be. Jones shaking off that hit, I believe, from Kieran Walton. Clayton, Villeneuve, and Walton here in the offensive zone face-off for Sudbury. Dima Zhilkin to take it on the Spirit side of things. Klepov helps him win it. Jones up for Barabanov. Read well by Gonchar. Sudbury steals. Walton, cross ice. That's off the skate of Nikita Klepov. Held off the score sheet for just the third time all season. Thursday night in Barrie. Saginaw's leading scorer this year with 30 points in 20 games. Reigning Rookie of the Month as well. Jilkin down the left side. Cuts into the offensive zone. Holds up at the line. Now finds James Go into the circle. This one goes for Barabanov. Back in behind the Sudbury goal. Igor Barabanov. Likely a re-entry candidate into the NHL draft this summer as a B-ranked prospect. He'll be 20 by the time the draft comes around. This is Klepov at the top of the left circle. 2:43 to go. No score in the second. Puck off the wall to Blake Barnes. Back down low. Zhilkin is handcuffed. Play continues. Zhilkin now back behind the net. Gets away from Clayton. Zhilkin left circle. High in the offensive end. Fake the drop off there with Barnes. Zhilkin lays it back down low. Now it's Klepov. Saginaw. Hemming Sudbury in the offensive end here for the moment. Nice move by Zhilkin to shake on by right between the dots. Down low. Barabanov looking to go back in front. That would have been the play of the night. Klepov high in the zone. Turns it around. Barabanov can't get it back from Villeneuve. Sudbury captain skates it into the neutral zone and puts it off Zhilkin. He's got to go back on a change. Blake Barnes back to pick it up for Saginaw. Waves it away from Walton. James Go up the far boards. Did Klepov touch that? No. So it's icing. 1:56 here in the period, and Nikita Klepov doubled over right now in discomfort. Is it because he's out of breath? Is it because he's in pain? Zhilkin had to come back too. I'm surprised that Zhilkin did not get off before that puck went down on the icing. 1:56 left in the second period. Sudbury outshooting Saginaw 26-15. No score here. This is a great opportunity for the Wolves to take the early advantage, or maybe the not so early advantage. Off the face-off, James Go takes it. That's a big-time defensive zone draw. Barnes got tied up by the linesman. It'll be stolen by Henderson. James Go nicely takes it away. Slides it back around. This is Ferran to take over here for Sudbury. Barabanov on the steal. Back around. Just waved that by James Go. Ewell from the point. That one just on the back doorstep. Coughlin on a quickly developing opportunity redirects it up and over the netting. Saginaw escapes unscathed. 1:34 here in the second period. The top line gets off. Rauja, Sima, and Gervais right now as Jacob Kluche has been replaced on the right wing of the second line, at least for right now. As we look down toward the Spirit bench, there is Jacob Kluche. Just have to double check and make sure he's still in the game. Gervais will get waved out here for Nick Sima. 1:34 left in the second period. Sima to take the face-off against Villeneuve, and Villeneuve will win it. Kept in by the skates of Artem Gonchar. Hayden Barch against Chitteroni. Wolves steal. Walton up high. Villeneuve on his backhand. Fake the drop off to Ewells. Here comes Villeneuve again. Takes a shot off the glove of Shurigan. Makes the save. Rebound behind the net. Ewells back in front. Can't get it to Walton. Gonchar left point. Down for Walton. Cross ice. Up and over the stick of Villeneuve. So this is Ewells. Played underneath Villeneuve. This is Josh Glav and then Chitteroni. Barch up the boards. Gervais just gets it out to center. Final 60 seconds of the period. And play continues here. This is Nick Seaman in the offensive zone. Shakes on through. Takes a shot, and that's stopped by Owen Leonard. And a little bit of a flyby by Sebastian Gervais. Had to do a double take there. There was a scream from the crowd that sounded awful lot like a whistle. It didn't fool any players on the ice, just us up here in the broadcast booth. So play continued. That was a whistle. So we're going to drop this puck here in the offensive zone. Rouses, Sima, and Gervais stay out for Chris Lazary. Henderson going to take this draw here for the Wolves. In the right wing faceoff circle, Sima battles for it. Can't hang on to it. Goes back down below the goal line up the far boards. Ferran just flips this puck up the center. Gervais can't reel in against Henderson. Sima follows on, knocked away by Henderson. Gives a little bit of a jab there for Nick Sima. 3 Wolves back and behind the net. 36 to go in the period. No score here in the second. Puck rimmed around by Gervais. Up high. Here's Harper off the wall. Head fake. Henderson closes him off. Harper lost his stick. All kinds of bodies in that far corner. Now this will be poked out. Past Gervais here by Ferran. Could be a chance down the left side. 2-on-1. Lost the puck. I don't think Valeris even touched him. Now following on. Henderson puts it back in front. Can't be tapped home. 13 to go. Levi Harper leads the Spirit counterattack. Cuts up over the line. Nice move by Harper to move into the circle with 7. Put down below the goal line by Martin. Puck up off the wall. This is Valeris here. That one off of Coughlin. And that's it for the second. More shots, no goals. 12 shots to 6 for Sudbury in the second period. 27-16 in the game. Not even a penalty in that second period. Lots of action, though, back and forth. This one's moving along quite quickly. And so time becoming more valuable here. We head into the third period scoreless. A break, and then we're back with the second intermission report. Jonathan.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The game remains scoreless after 2 periods of play, and it has us inching closer and closer to the edge of our seat. 0-0 after 40 minutes. If you're on the edge of your seat, take a step back, lean back. Let's recap that second period a little bit for you. Right off the hop, Kieran Walton gets in all alone from the Spirit blue line. Shurigan stretches out with the left pad for a great save on a point-blank chance.
On the deflected puck that went back into the Sudbury end. Good little let there. Chitteroni going to find Walton on a breakaway towards the net, and a left pad save by Stepan Shurigan as he stretches out again. Another great stop here on a grade A scoring chance. A breakaway from the leading scorer, Kieran Walton.
The Spirit put together a little bit of time in the Wolves' end, but they're kept largely along the boards. As we mentioned during that first intermission, things being won or lost along the boards in this one. They still find a few looks at the net, but nothing really connects. Stepan Shurigan shuts down a counterattack to keep Saginaw moving north, at least for a little while.
Gets into the offensive end. Quickly shoveled towards the net by Coughlin, and a great save by Shurigan on the rebound. Looked like that puck didn't go exactly where he thought it would. He makes a great save to move laterally.
It doesn't last too long as Sudbury finds their footing. They send a barrage toward the net, but they just miss on some good chances. The back and forth continues. We go 7 minutes, 30 seconds without a whistle. The Wolves find more chances during that time, but Saginaw keeps the high danger opportunities to a minimum, and Shurigan cleans up whatever does make it through. A great passing play off the rush nearly sees Trevor Thoyer cash in, but Owen Leonard gets across to deny him on the other end of the ice.
The offensive end, Harmer hits the late man. Papoy over right circle and a one-timer. Great save is made on Trevor Thoyer by the goaltender Leonard, and now Papoy's got a little something for Villeneuve.
The tension continues to mount. Shurigan shuts down more Wolves' chances, including this one. Alex Ferran jumping on a loose puck off the rush.
The Wolves come out the other way, 2-on-1. Coughlin down the right side with Villeneuve, slides it over, put it into his skates, and Xander Valeris gets back to block the pass and a shot. Save made by Shurigan. He looks behind him, but he's got the puck.
Some end-to-end action. Saginaw manages to settle things down a little bit towards the end of this period. A good couple shifts in the offensive zone, get things moving, get things rotating, but they're not able to make anything of it, and the Wolves respond in kind. They find some time in the Spirit end, but Saginaw able to lock it down and escape at a 0-0 score after 40 minutes of play. Shots on goal favored Sudbury in that second, 12-6, a game total of 27-16 with the Wolves out front. None of those making their way to the back of the net, and no penalties in the second period either. In fact, it was just about 30 minutes of real time to get through 20 minutes of play, a very quick second period here on a Saturday night. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan and I break down that middle frame for you a little bit more here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
My Michigan Health is your go-to place for comprehensive brain, stroke, and spine care right here in your community. Our expert neuroscience team provides care close to home with multiple certified stroke centers throughout the region, including the only comprehensive stroke center in Saginaw. With 24/7 medical expertise, the latest diagnostic tools, and advanced treatments, we're ready when you need us most. Learn more at mymichigan.org/neuro.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh and Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh and Associates. Retirement made clear.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here in the studio. A scoreless tie between the Spirit and the Wolves after 2 periods of play as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, it's a nail-biter of a game, and it's a tale of 2 goaltenders. Let's start off when we talk about this second period. 7.5 minutes without a whistle. Play keeps going either way. There are shots going towards the net, shots narrowly missing the net. What does that do for pacing for these guys? Do you think it's helpful to just get into the rhythm and keep going, or are they looking for a break?
I think it depends who you ask. There are some guys that have been played a lot. I mean, we've seen so much of Villeneuve, of Ferrand, of Walton out of this Sudbury side of things. They've been out on the ice quite a bit. They might be looking for a break. I think most guys like it. I think most guys would be certainly a fan of it. It gets them into things. But, yeah, I don't know that we've seen a fast-moving second period to that extent in the game or in the season so far. And like I said, this arena was built in 1951. The benches are on opposite sides. The Sudbury bench is on the far side. We are right. The Saginaw bench is right under the broadcast booth right now. So it offers quite a different dynamic, especially in that third period. I don't know. I mean, it's not entirely because of where the benches are, but I think the fact that 90% of your bench being in the offensive zone probably contributed to why play continued for as long as it did, because we saw Saginaw one by one get pretty much an entire line change off while they were in the offensive zone, and then a couple of minutes after that, Sudbury did the exact same thing to them. Saginaw got pinned in. Sudbury's cycling guys off. They sneak another one into the play from the bench, and all of a sudden you got a fresh group of guys out there. And you, as the defensive team, you've been stuck there for a while. So it makes for a unique challenge, I think, is probably the best way to put it. I don't know if there's another arena where they have to deal with this. Maybe Peterborough. I'd have to take a look again, but it's a unique set of challenges for sure. Keeps the game moving. It keeps the goaltenders busy for sure. I think guys like it. It lets you get into a certain flow of things. I mean, if you give guys the choice between something like that where it's a sprint back and forth, very continuous, and then, I mean, how many times have we seen, we get an icing every 15 seconds? Like, I would prefer the former.
It's definitely more entertaining to have the back and forth here. We talk about the goaltenders a lot, and they have been busy. They've been making some great stops, but I want to talk a little bit about the defensive play on either end, specifically Saginaw, able to lock things down. Yeah, they're pinned into their own end kind of for a couple minutes there towards the end of the second period, but similar to what Sudbury's been able to do, they've been able to keep the puck out of those high danger chances. James Go and Levi Harper have some great defensive plays during that stretch. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, I'd agree with you. And, it's a game of inches, and on both sides of things, there are some chances that they come together and it's almost going to be like grade A+ scoring opportunity, and somebody gets a stick on it at the last second. That's happened at both ends of the ice, but focusing on the Saginaw side of things, I think you're dead on. James Go and Levi Harper have done that a lot. I would throw Xander Valeris into that conversation as well. Yeah. He's had a lot of really good stick plays here in this game. And, again, maybe there are some of these where these guys have been beaten positionally. They've been caught flat-footed. They've gotten turned around. They're in a compromising position, and it is quite literally like the last possible second before they can make the defensive play, and they're beaten entirely, where, boom, they get a stick on it, puck gets knocked away, somebody else comes up in close support to pick things up and get it moving the other direction. So, yeah, it's been close, but there have been a lot of great last-minute or last-second plays defensively here for Saginaw that have been some of the difference makers in this game. And, again, the ones that haven't been killed by those last-second defensive plays, they have been somewhere into the large frame of Mr. Shurigan.
Absolutely. Moving into the third period, scoreless. It's not often that this happens. Are we just looking for more shots on net? I kind of think this is one of those games I almost expect the levee to break. Once one goes in, I wouldn't be surprised to see 2, 3, 4 more, one end or the other.
I wouldn't be surprised either. So what that means is it's all the more important to be the better team coming out here in the first shift of this third period. Like, forget the first 5 minutes. Like, first shift, you got to draw a line in the sand and say, hey, this is our standard here for the third period. We're not dropping a hockey game here on this Saturday night. We're going to set the tone. We're going to throw some bodies around, get a couple of good scoring opportunities. I mean, Chris Lazary said it in Coach's Corner. If you fall asleep, this team's going to put you to bed, meaning Sudbury. So Saginaw can't come out sleepy here in the third period. We've seen some great action. They're getting heavily outshone in this game here. So why waste any time? Let's throw things towards the net and see what can happen, because you don't want to keep the goose eggs on the board for too much longer.
Sure to be an entertaining 20 minutes coming up. We're going to take a look at our out-of-town scores first. Dylan, as always, thanks for your time. A quick break, then we're back here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Meyer & Associates also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. After 40 minutes of play, Saginaw and Sudbury in a 0-0 tie as we take our look at our out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Earlier today, the Niagara Ice Dogs fell to the Ottawa 67 6-2. The Brantford Bulldogs took a 5-4 win over the Brampton Steelheads. Here this evening, it's a 2-2 tie between the Owen Sound Attack and the Flint Firebirds. Nathan Aspinall brings it within one in the second period, then scores on a penalty shot to tie things up for the Birds. In Guelph right now, the Storm ahead 3-0. Ethan Miedema cashes in twice in the second period to get that 3-0 score heading into the third. The Peterborough Petes tied up at 1 apiece with the Barrie Colts about halfway through the second period as well. In NHL action, the Detroit Red Wings lead the Buffalo Sabres. Sabres just scored, actually, but it was 4-1 seconds ago, but now it is 4-2 thanks to a goal from Josh Doan. Take a quick break. When we come back, a thrilling third period between Saginaw and Sudbury here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
A clean sheet of ice here from Sudbury to start the third period. A clean scoreboard, too. No score between the Spirit and the Wolves. 27 shots for Sudbury, 16 for Saginaw. And this is the sixth time Saginaw has gone into the third period even here this season. They've managed to get at least a point in each of the games before that. 2-0-3-0 when they go into the third period tied. Sudbury 0-1 when that is the case to this point in the season. And through some rushed research, this is an educated stat, not 100% certain, but we'll tag it at 90%. The last time Saginaw went into a scoreless third period all the way back November 4th against Kitchener, 2022. Roman Schmidt scored the only goal of the hockey game. Saginaw fell to the Kitchener Rangers 1-0 again, November of 2022. So hoping to avoid that here in a scoreless third period. Saginaw pushes things back and behind the Sudbury goal. Whoever starts the third period hot greatly increases their chances. Here's an offensive zone steal. This is Barabanov, Klepov in front. Zilkin the shot, ranging off the goalpost. Second pipe tonight for the Spirit. Rauja in the first, now Zilkin in the third. It stays scoreless. Puck back out at center. Barabanov to pick things up in the Saginaw end, gets spun around. It's going to cost Blake Clayton his stick. Dima Zilkin lost his puck in the neutral zone. This is Walton. Down the right side, Barahowski, a long shot. That one right into the glove. Stepan Shurigan makes the save. A long whistle. Jonathan mentioned during the first intermission. We talked about Shurigan liking to hang on to pucks for a second and then play them, and he has been known to move the puck around quite a bit. He's having a conversation right now with the referee, Sean Kimmerly, just about how long he's going to hang on to the puck, and that's what Kimmerly's saying, like, hey, man, I know you like to move it. I gave you the opportunity to move it. And just feeling out process here. So Shurigan hangs on to that one. It's a D-zone faceoff. 44 seconds gone here in the third period. No score. Glavin and Rauja have been reunited with Jacob Kluche. His goal 2 nights ago in Barrie snapped a 4-game goal drought, as this one's going to leak in on Stepan Shurigan. He actually did not have it covered when the whistle went. He did eventually find it with the glove. Kluche, the goal in regulation. Carson Harmer, his longtime line mate, still current roommate on the road, had the OT winner. 50-50 puck in the face-off circle, and Juraj Rauja is going to come away with it. Out of Zvolen, Slovakia, his long shot goes into the glove of the goaltender, Owen Leonard. 22 points with HKM Zvolen's U20 program. To this point in the season, through 16 games as he comes over. And again, it was a flight into Toronto. He was picked up by Saginaw's assistant GM Brian Prout on Wednesday, brought to Barrie and played the game that night. As this is going to be redropped here in the zone, so lots of travel, international travel through 5 time zones for Juraj Rauja to make his way here to Canada, make his OHL debut. And again, this is a kid that just turned 17, and he played 6 games of pro hockey in Slovakia earlier this season. 6'2", he's got the frame. Gervais has this back and behind the Wolves net. Up to the right point. James Go lets it back around. Chases it down now. This is Graydon Jones. Takes a hit. This ends up in the right wing corner. Nobody gets to it there before Sebastian Gervais does. Slip between his own legs. Kluche has it back off the wall. Wanted to push it back to Gervais. It'll be reeled in by Walton. Held in the backhand and thrown cross ice. Bouncing off the boards where it's reeled in here by Graydon Jones. Up to Kluche, pushed ahead. Gervais chases it down. First man to it, though, was Brady Smith. They put it off the wall. The Wolves have it now. This is Gonchar. Back in behind the net of Owen Leonard. Leonard, 17 saves to this point in the game. Gonchar finds this one up the near side to Villeneuve. Now it'll be taken away. Carson Harmer, 2 against 3 into the zone. Drop past Josh Glavin, takes a shot blocker. Save the rebound. Loose in front there for Kluche. Can't get a shot on goal. Sudbury pulls things up back and behind their own net. Smith for Villeneuve, handcuffed by Hayden Barch, and Jacob Kluche wanted to find Carson Harmer. Goes wide past him. He'll find an icing instead. 17:48 left in this third period. Good chance for Glavin there. He and Jacob Kluche coming back into the D zone to talk about that opportunity. There's that little drop off there. Josh Glavin on the pass from Carson Harmer. It was a blocker save by Owen Leonard that deflected a different way than he anticipated. It hit him in the inside of the hand instead of the face of the blocker to direct it out the other way. Saginaw clears the zone after this defensive faceoff. Smith back in his own end for Sudbury. Tapped off the wall by Gavin Ewells, and a bouncing puck will come to rest back and behind Stepan Shurigan, no icing. Josh Glavin given there to Nick Seaman. He's had a couple of chances in this game. He's going to give it away, though, to Villeneuve. He toe picks, though, and they'll slide back out to center. That could have been a great A opportunity here for the Wolves, but instead, taken back by Seema again. Outlet pass, reeled in on the backhand by Jensen Geldart. Bouncing puck knocked down. Carson Harmer, left circle, waits, toe drag. Can't get a clean shot towards the net. Didn't have quite the amount of time he thought he did. Sudbury's going to clear this back up to center. Villeneuve. Now Martin will reel things back in here for the Wolves. Lads can't chase it down back in the defensive end. Geldart trying to keep it alive. This is Martin again. Up the near boards. Villeneuve down into neutral ice. Rolling puck. Marhalski up in front of the Spirit bench. This is Clayton now to pick it up. Wolves back in behind the Saginaw goal. The centering pass comes all the way back out to center. This is Rowan Henderson. At center, Henderson flipped it back in. Chases it down against Xander Valeris. Big time collision back in behind the Saginaw goal. Cost Henderson his stick. Valeris back up on his skates. A long shot goes wide. Jammed back in front by Henderson. Pad saved by Shurigan. And the rebound is blocked by a sliding Levi Harper. Martin rims it back around here for Sudbury. Almost 4 minutes gone in the third period. Nothing yet on the board. Lads a long shot into traffic. Hits a body. Picked up by Nick Seema. Out into the neutral zone. Seema just collects it and backhands it in. He's got to turn back to the Spirit bench. And the goaltender is out to play it. Owen Leonard there. It's intercepted, though. Knocked off the puck Barabana, but he gets it back. Can't spin things away from Clayton. So this is Martin. And then over to Lads. And up to center and spun back in by Jan Chauvin. Shurigan drops it off for James Go. 15:45 to go in the third. Barabanov knocks it down and gets it back from Klepov at center. Over the right side of the blue line, Barabanov spins. 2 Wolves there, and this is Walton. Back on it from center to push it back in behind Shurigan. A bouncing puck off the wall. Shurigan lets that go for Graydon Jones. James Go. Cross-ice pass off the boards. Barabanov dropped it off to space. Chitteroni's all over him. He's going to haul Barabanov into the boards. And we've got a stoppage that is offside. 15-17 to go. Barabanov got a stick up high on that play. He'll make his way back to the bench, sporting a little bit of a nick under the eye after you can't call it a high stick. It wasn't, because Barabanov down on the ice trying to play the puck Thursday night in Barrie. Got a high stick he got a stick in the face from Cole Baudouin, excuse me. Again, he was trying to play the puck, and Barabanov's face was unfortunately close to it. So the ice packs and bandages have had to come out for Igor Barabanov here on this trip. Carson Harmon throwing this puck back in from center. He's done his share of damage offensively, though. 24 points in 20 games for the Spirit. Gone a bit quiet as of late. We'll see if Barabanov can get back on the score sheet here to lay offside for the Spirit, so that'll allow Ewells to move this puck to Gonchar. Pass was intended for Coughlin. Misfired, though. So Blake Barnes back behind the Spirit net. Up the near side, Papoy for Harmer, skates through Gonchar. 3-on-2 here for Saginaw. Carson Harmer between the dots, sends that one wide on the glove side. Wolves take over. This is Walton. Trying to shave past Valeris. Walton down to the goal line, put in front. Good defensive play by Papoy to cut the pass off, comes back in front. Off of Thoyer, a backhanded shot by Coughlin goes wide. Ferrand out of the corner. Up to the point, 14:26 to go. Point shot, stick saved by Shurigan. That one came off. Walton, the rebound chance. Reaching across his body to make the stop is Shurigan. That was a strange sequence. That shot was let go from the boards, just kind of waved towards the net. And Shurigan comes over. He's got to load up his right shoulder on the goalpost, and he reaches across his body with the catching glove to make that stop. Not sure about that one. 14:20 to go in the third. That one will probably end up in the highlight pack when Shurigan sits down with Spirit goaltending coach Kevin Delamarter next. At the end of the day, made the stop, so get too upset about it. Here's a Ferrand shot that tips around in front, loose in front of the crease. This is picked up now by Gervais. And Uri Rauja has it out at center. Off the body of Ferrand. Kluche there to Gervais to keep things alive. Ferrand steps in front of Saginaw's Gervais. Kluche nearly stole it back below the goal line. Villeneuve back through a pinching Jones. The Wolves will steal. Villeneuve off the wall. This is Ferrand. Nicely handcuffed there by James Go. It's back in behind the goal line. Coughlin to him. This is Kluche here for the Spirit. Spins it back up to the Spirit blue line. This is Rauja. It'll be poked away by Martin. Rauja trying to get it back into the zone. Here comes Rauja. He gets it free. Handcuffed there by Martin. Play continues. This is Lads back in behind the Wolves net. 13.5 to go. Third period. No score here from Sudbury. James Go. Outlet pass off the boards. It's reeled in by Kluche. Lets it go for Levi Harper hopping up on the rush. To the right wing circle. His shot was handcuffed and goes in behind the net. Barahowski shoulders Sebastian Gervais. Harper comes over, pulls the puck off of Clayton. Gervais can't keep it alive, so it's taken instead by Ewells, who has it now down the left side into the Spirit net. Pass broken up by Gervais. Gotten back after by Nick Seema, then Valeris. Lets it go, looking to find Gervais. Stolen there by Clayton. Taken back in the Wolves' end by Smith. That one's fired back in and down, and it will be registered as an icing. 12:57 to go. Third period, nothing yet to show for it. We're back to Sudbury here in a moment on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Unwind on a fall color tour or simply wander a while on scenic trails. Handpick ripe apples and pumpkins, savor warm donuts and fresh pressed cider, and slip into the coziness of harvest season. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at GoGreat.com.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Welcome back inside Sudbury Community Arena. 12:57 left in the third period. 32 shots for Sudbury, 18 for Saginaw. No pucks have found the back of the net. A goal post for Uri Rauja and one for Dima Zilkin. That's as close as we've come in this game. An offensive zone faceoff here for the Spirit. Ends up back behind the Sudbury goal instead. This is Ewells to fire it off the boards to Xander Valeris. Levi Harper up to center ice. Leading scorer among rookie blue liners in the OHL, 19 points in 20 games. Smith back behind the Sudbury net will take over from him. Artem Gonchar drops it back at the Sudbury blue line. Liam Lads. Stretch pass. Josh Glavin cuts it off. Henderson is there to follow on, but it's taken away by Jensen Geldart. Stretch pass trying to find Carson Harmer. He's able to knock it down, though, and avoid an icing. Rimmed up the wall. Geldart cuts off the lane, puts it back down to the Sudbury goal line. Artem Gonchar can't get it past Levi Harper. Now instead Henderson put it off the back skate of Clayton. Harmer steals. Sema tripped up but keeps on going. Takes a shot, and that's a glove save there by Owen Leonard. 11:59 here in the third period. Another good save. Harper is down in the corner right now. Nick Sema comes over and mixes up with one of the Wolves. I'm not sure what led to Harper down on the ice. Sema's got more than a few things to say to Liam Lads right now. Lads is being quickly escorted back to the Sudbury bench. Harper back up on his skates, back to the bench. 11:59 here in the third period. No penalties in the second, no penalties in the third so far. A hook and a hold to the Spirit and a head contact penalty to Sudbury. That's all we've got in the entry right now on the score sheet. Barabanov, Zilkin, and Klepov look to go back to work for Saginaw. James Go and Blake Barnes, two right shot defensemen out there right now for Chris Lazary, coaching OHL game number 401 tonight. Barabanov wins the draw. Back to James Go. Point shot deflected on its way through. It goes wide. This is Barabanov out of the right wing corner up high. James Go trying to shift into the circle. Goes to the corner again. Chitteroni's on him. James Go. Off the far side boards. Put it there into the circle again. This is Barabanov. Left point. James Go. Barabanov again. Filling in. Walks it right in front. Klepov looking to go back over to Barabanov. He's drawn a penalty. Couldn't get a shot away. Zilkin on the delayed call. Shurigan to the bench. Dima Zilkin in behind. The net extra attacker is Gervais. Zilkin waiting in the trapezoid. He hasn't moved now. Stick handles. Walks into the corner. Up high to Blake Barnes here. Over to James Go. Tries the cross-ice pass. It's broken up. And off the wall it goes. Walton is in the way of Barnes. And so finally Villeneuve will touch it up. And the penalty will register. 11-12 left in the third period. 2-minute minor for hooking to Hudson Martin. Here with 11-12 left in the final frame. And Nikita Klepov could have taken a pretty good shot there. But instead he elected to go back to Igor Barabanov, which had not been for the hook, probably would have ended up in the back of the net. So Saginaw to their second IBEW Local 557 power play. No score here in the third. Harper's got it off the draw. Dima Zilkin. Off the boards, back to Harper. Zilkin again, bumper in front. Barabanov, then back to Zilkin. Goal line. This is Gervais, back and behind. Klepov shovels it in front. That doesn't get to the net. Zilkin, Harper, Klepov right circle. Fakes the one-timer. Shifts inside, gets it back to Harper. Up high, down to the goal line. Barabanov, right circle. Klepov tied up there by Henderson. Klepov battling, keeps it alive. Down low, Barabanov puts it off the glove of the goaltender. Into the glass, it stays alive. Smith. Tied up by Barabanov behind the net. Liam Lads comes over to shoulder Dima Zilkin. Lads loses a glove, goes down and picks it up. Puck hasn't moved. Zilkin rims it around. Clayton jams it up off the skate of Harper. Can he keep it alive? It's poked away. Harper and Gervais angle back into the neutral zone to restart here for Saginaw. 1:03 in the power play. This is Klepov. Off the boards. Intercepted by Ferran. Drop pass. Overskated by Coughlin. Comes back and rips that one into the hand of Harper at the Saginaw blue line. Push back up to Barabanov. Now Zilkin into the zone. Shifting over. Left wing. Taking the shot. He scores! Sebastian Gervais on the left wing circle. 9:59 to go in regulation. And a power play goal is the first of the game. Calculated over the offensive blue line. Dima Zilkin, a great pass. And Sebastian Gervais didn't have a lot of real estate up over the right shoulder of Owen Leonard. His 4th goal of the season, and that is a perfectly placed shot for the overager Sebastian Gervais. Saginaw cashes in with their 17th power play goal of the season, just past the midway point of the third. Your Beerline Trombley Electric Light the Lamp Cole. It took a little bit longer to find it, but we found it. It's 1-0 Saginaw on the Gervais power play marker. Back in behind the Sudbury goal. The Wolves stride back up to neutral ice. Push back in, and it goes down for an icing. As Glavin locked up with Hudson Chitteroni. Face off to come all the way back down to our right here. Down to 9:43 to go in the third period. Sebastian Gervais, an assist on the even strength goal or the regulation goal from Jacob Kluche last night. And that line, that group of players, Kluche, Gervais, Arauja, they've gone back to work, and they've had a lot of really good opportunities here for the Spirit tonight, but it's Barabanov who gets the secondary assist on the power play marker with Dima Zhilkin. The Gervais goal. This is cleared back out after D-zone faceoff from Sudbury. Chitteroni back in, left circle, shoots, pad save made by Shurigan. Harper up to Jacob Kluche, counterattack here. Can the Spirit open the floodgates? Kluche back behind the net on a return feed from Rauja, spins off a hit. James Go, D to D. Jones, Harmer up high. Spirit rotating, left circle, Harmer's shot. High and into the glass. It'll go all the way back around James Go at his own blue line. Up to Carson Harmer. Into the offensive end. Jones is offside, and Villeneuve closes off the hit on Harmer. There is a crowd. Kluche and Gonchar locked up. That's it. We won't see any more. 9:04 left in this third period. And again, this was the first time without going through every single game between now and November of 2022. Went through as many as we could during the intermission that had low scores. Here's a steal by Popoy into the corner. Back in front, Gervais the shot. That goes high into the glass. Rebound chance off the wall. Maybe a save made there. Third opportunity by Popoy. Spun wide. Clayton shoulders with Gervais. More on the low-scoring games later. Saginaw's in the offensive zone, up 1-0 in the third. Here comes Thoyer right to the net. Stick save is made by the goaltender. Big-time pile up in the blue paint. Where's the puck? Valera celebrates. I don't think it's in. Levi Harper getting another rough ride here. And a whistle as Smith is on top of Trevor Thoyer. More shoves. The goaltender, Owen Leonard, is going to scoop up the puck. I don't think it ever left him. 8:38 to go here in period 3. It stays a 1-0 game. Well, we mentioned Brody Popoy and Trevor Thoyer and the opportunity they had to make their mark in this third period. They've done so. Third line trying to go to work and turn an opportunity for Chris Lazary. They're going to stay out. Gervais, Popoy, and Thoyer. As again, the center's rotating through here for the Spirit with 11 forwards dressed. Miroslav Shatan out with an upper body injury. Gervais to take the offensive zone draw, one instead by Chauvin. Wolves clear. Icing called. 8:32 left in the third. We do it all over again. Shots even at 6 apiece here in the third. Everybody stays the same here for the Spirit after the icing. Barabanov and Harper having a conversation. Harper's had a number of good opportunities in this game. Ferran's going to win the D-zone draw here for Sudbury. They go off the glass and into the penalty box with the puck, not themselves because it's not a delay game penalty. 8:27 left in the third. Wolves trying to avoid what would be their 8th straight loss. Saginaw looking to string together a couple of wins here after they themselves just snapped a 3-game losing streak. North Bay tomorrow for the Spirit, a 3 o'clock puck drop and an opportunity at some revenge. Offensive zone faceoff, they win it. Zhilkin for Harper, lost an edge. He stumbles into the circle. Chauvin back the other direction here for Sudbury. Hit by Zhilkin. Chauvin back in behind the Saginaw goal. James Go is tied up. Coughlin gets to it first. Knocked it back off the wall. Ferron poked at by James Go. Harper gets in after it. Chauvin reeled in by James Go. Lays it off the boards. Knocked out of the air by Chauvin again. And Zilkin's going to throw the body. Coughlin gets in after it for Sudbury. Backhanded away by Zilkin. Just inside the Spirit blue line. Klepov is able to wrestle this puck out to center. Strong on his stick. Gets the job done. 7:50 to go in regulation. 1-0 on a power play goal from Sebastian Gervais. A little trouble back in the Sudbury end. Ewells just gets out of danger there and a pass to Ferron. And the outlet too far ahead of Chauvin. And now Coughlin going to steal from Go. Partial breakaway to the net. Poked away at the last second. Shurigan got lumber on it. Levi Harper leads the Spirit counterattack. Carson Harmer over the line. Barabanov left circle. Toe drag and a great glove save by Owen Leonard. And he had to fight through some Spirit sticks after the fact. 7:23 in the third. Great saves at both ends. Stepan Shurigan just stabs that puck at the absolute last second with the stick. Right there, he gets a great goal stick on it as we get a look at the overhead replay at center ice. I realize I say right there as if you can see what I can see, and that's not the truth. That's not the case, but that's what I'm here for. It was a fantastic save. 7:23 to go in the third. Shurigan and Owen Leonard see that it stays 1-0. Wolves out of the defensive zone again. Chitteroni angles up there with Nick Sema. Wolves drop it back. Gonchar down the left side. Cross ice pass. Here's a chance. It's settled down by Vilna. Put back in front. Good defensive stick there by Graydon Jones. Carson Harmer flips this puck back in, and it goes down with a couple of bounces and ruled on an icing here. 6:57 here in period 3. Nick Sema wants to know exactly what the deal is. Faceoff comes all the way back down to the Spirit end. It is an icing. Jensen Geldart and Carson Harmer out with Nick Sema. Lines have been blended a little bit in the third. Hudson Chitteroni to take the draw against Geldart. Good to see the youngster out there late. This is quality experience for Geldart. Playing in his second OHL game. Here's Villeneuve. Behind the net. Bouncing puck up high. Liam Ladd's over. One-time shot from Gonchar. Scooped aside there by Shurigan. And he pokes it into the corner with the stick, too. Villeneuve here. 6:40 to go in the third. 1-0 Saginaw. Villeneuve up high. Liam Ladd's long shot into traffic off the leg of Sema. Walton gets it there from Gonchar on the far boards. Tied up by Harmer. Back down low. Skate the stick Gonchar. Here's Chitteroni trying to put it back in front. Intercepted by Saginaw Sema. And he put that into the bench. I think he missed his head coach by about an inch and a half. 6:24 to go in the third period. Sema comes back to the bench. Sorry about that. Trying to make the defensive play, though. Fresh bodies on for Sudbury as well. The Ferron line comes out. Alex Ferron came over. He was a 14th round pick, or 14th overall pick by the Hamilton Bulldogs back in 2021. He was traded to Peterborough in the Mason McTavish trade back in 2022. And then flipped the next day to Sudbury. Coughlin a shot right off the face-off. That's into the midsection of Stepan Shurigan again. That'll be save number 34 on the night. Another one right off the draw. Well, 35 as they put it up on the board. Busy to say the least for Stepan Shurigan. Top 3 in both minutes played and saves made coming into this game. The goaltender out of Samara, Russia. 2007 born player, so last year would have been his draft year, and he's likely re-entering the conversations. Here's a chance right off the drop. Put back in front. It'll go up on top of the shelf. It's spiked out of the air like a volleyball hit there from Chase Coughlin to try and put it back into play. It's back in behind the goal again. Uri Rauja back out of the corner for Saginaw. 6 to go in the third. Wolves take a long shot that goes wide. Smith at the left point. Put back down low. Josh Glavin gets to it for the Spirit. He's in some danger. A little short pass there to find Nick Sema. The outlet pass is intercepted by Ewells. Off the board. Chauvin takes a shot. That one's blocked. Rolls wide. Gavin Ewells back in behind the Spirit net. Puts back in front. Another save is made by Shurigan. Puts the glove down on top. Chase Coughlin gets a glove to the face there from Hayden Barch. And Ferron is locked up with one of the other Spirit players. It might be Josh Glavin. Finally, they are separated. And yeah, it is Josh Glavin. couple of really good opportunities again. 5:41 to go in the third. It stays a 1-0 Spirit lead. Josh Glavin takes a break. Take a rest. I think we'll take one too. 5:41 left in regulation. You don't want to go anywhere. It's 1-0 Saginaw. We're back to the Sudbury Community Arena after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Meyer & Associates also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Hi, this is Liam Storch, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
5:41 here in regulation. 1-0 Saginaw. They win a defensive zone faceoff. Xander Valeris with a lot of speed. 3-on-2. He's going to lead the charge. The pass too far ahead of Klepov, but he's got it. Right wing circle. Back in front. Barabanov. Stick check. Gets it in front for Zhilkin. A backhanded shot, and a save was made by Owen Leonard on the rebound, too. Now Walton gets it back up for Sudbury. Villeneuve at center. Intercepted by Barabanov. Here come the Spirit again. The top line is in. Drop pass. Klepov, a quick shot. That's into the glove of Leonard, and he faked out like he wanted to move it a couple of times. He will not, though. 5:14 left in period 3. 1-0. Saginaw on a power play goal from Sebastian Gervais. Sudbury wins the defensive zone faceoff. Lads out off the boards. It'll bounce. He's settled down by Valeris. He's going to chase it down now as Henderson's into the offensive zone first. They're still a couple of minutes away from a goaltender pull. Sudbury would like to not have it get to that point. Here's Martin. A shot in the offensive zone, skipping to the net. And that is a save again and a cover by Stepan Shurigan. 4:57 left in the third. Faceoff will come back to his right. Rauja, Gervais, and Kluche will come back out here for the Spirit. Josh Glavin and Levi Harper are the defensemen. 4:57 to go. Chitteroni to go for the draw in the offensive end for Sudbury. Off a tie-up. This one is loose. Angled there by Jacob Kluche, but taken here by Josh Glavin. Out to center. Liam Lads is on it. D to D, the Sudbury Wolves swing. It wasn't touched by Kluche. Could have been offside. Wolves go again off the boards. Lads pulled in by Villeneuve. Dropped off Chitteroni. Just inside the offensive blue line. Hudson Chitteroni back in behind the net. 4.5 to go in the third. Walton, top of the circle. Takes a shot that's blocked by Gervais. Moves it there to Uri Rauja. Bouncing puck. He left it behind, but it's picked up by Jacob Kluche. Cuts up just inside the blue line. Gervais stretches. They're onside. Kluche into the circle. Poked away. Harper takes over. Down low. Uri Rauja taken into the boards by Gonchar. 3 against 2. Now 4 against 2. Sudbury's got the numbers advantage. They come away with that puck in the defensive zone. Lads here with 4:05 to go in regulation. 1-0 on the Gervais power play goal. Levi Harper leads the charge in for Saginaw. Has some room. Drops it off. Seema the shot. Shoulder save is made by Leonard. Rebound is loose in front, but picked up by Villeneuve. Back behind the Sudbury net as his teammates get a line change. Puck is shoveled back for Martin. Jensen Geldart forechecking for the Spirit. Alex Ferran picks it up with a lot of speed in through the neutral zone. Blows past Carson Harmer. Cost Harmer a stick, and Ferran lunges into a hit there on Bartz, and we've already got a penalty. There's a hooking call. Bartz has a thing or two to say to Ferran. 3:33 here in the third. And they're going to take Carson Harmer on this hooking call. Boy, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. As Ferran, they'll say he latched on, or Harmer latched on to Ferran as he was trying to dance on by. 3:33 left in the third. And then he launches himself up into Hayden Barch. Saginaw with their third Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here of the game. Hooking call to Carson Harmer. They try to protect a 1-0 lead. The goaltender Owen Leonard's going to stay in the net. You're down 1-0. Chauvin to win the draw back. Walton over to Gonchar. This is Villeneuve. Two Wolves put themselves right in front of the net, but good work by Gervais to move that puck out over the blue line. Villeneuve just ran out of real estate. Drops it back to Gonchar. 15 seconds gone on the power play. 3:15 left in the third period. 1-0 Saginaw. Warhowski into the offensive end for Sudbury. Tied up by Glavin. Puck loose along the goal line. Dima Zhilkin tried to rim it out and hit Warhowski on the way through. Zhilkin comes over. Can't finish the job. Good stick work there by Walton as he knocks it out of midair. Walton off the skate of Zhilkin. Gonchar over to the right circle. This is Villeneuve. Top of the zone. Villeneuve hangs onto the puck. Gets around Zhilkin. Pumps it back. Walton. Right circle. 1:15 on the power play. This is Gonchar up high again. Moved over. Villeneuve. Still waiting here. Back up high. Gonchar. Now again Walton. Walking down the wing. Throws it over. One-timer. It was fanned on by Villeneuve. Shurigan, a little bit of contact there. Back up to the left point. Walton kept in. 55 on the power play. Kicked alive there by Gonchar as it was just about to come out of the zone. Gonchar, right circle shot. Fought off. Traffic is in front. Warhowski trying to chase this puck down. Gervais gets taken into the corner boards. Lays it down for Hayden Bartz. He's going to run out of real estate here. Now 3 against 3 in the corner, trying to knock this puck loose. 35 seconds left in the Carson Harmer penalty. 2:05 here in the period. Back up. Gonchar has it. Smacking his stick on the ice as well. Left circle shot. That one just glances off the arm of Shurigan. Now the goaltender goes to the bench. Extra attacker coming. Villeneuve blasts a shot. Saved by Shurigan. Rebound is loose. Late to the play there. A Chitteroni shot blocked on its way through. Now Gonchar. 15 on the power play. Extra attacker is on. 6 on 4. Walton near circle. Point shot there. Kick save made by Shurigan. Gonchar again. Top of the right circle. 7 on the power play. Villeneuve. Walton. Left circle. Traffic in front. Walton. Backdoor chance. Open net. They score. 2-8. Ties the game. And Stepan Shurigan not happy with himself right now. Absolutely nothing he could do with that. Perfect passing play. Shurigan goes down on the pass to the back door. It is Walton that finds Chitteroni in a power play goal. Has tied things with 1:34 left in regulation. And that is going to spoil the bid for the first career shutout for Stepan Shurigan. And Sudbury's got some life here. Hudson Chitteroni scores just like Sebastian Gervais did, his 4th goal of the season on the power play. And this one ties it at 1. Not done here in regulation yet. Barabanov for Xander Valeras and then James Go at center. Off the skate of Ewells. Big time hit from Nick Sema. Clayton comes back. Drop back to Ewells. Up and out. Coughlin angled back in. Shurigan there to play it. From his own goal line, dropped off Klepov. That pass off the boards too far ahead of James Go. Henderson has it. Stick lift by Coughlin. Klepov and Go. Trying to work this out of the D zone here. Coughlin slips it back in front. Here's a chance for Henderson. Just tip back out to center inside the final 50 seconds of regulation. Coughlin's got to touch up. He does touch up. Nobody on the Saginaw side of things. Looked at it and hit the goal post there. Oh, what a disaster that would have been. Back out to the neutral zone. 3 Spirit players all staring at the puck. Coughlin touches up and gets a shot past Shurigan that goes off the iron. Back in behind the net now. 33 to go. Here in regulation. Klepov. Knocked down by Valeras. Left behind. Here's a breakaway for Coughlin. Late in regulation. He scores! 25.9 left in regulation. Chase Coughlin. After a gift from Xander Valeras, Sudbury leads it 2-1. Up over the glove of Stepan Shurigan on a breakaway. And the Spirit don't avoid disaster. .9 left in regulation. Stepan Shurigan's going to have to start in between the hash marks here. Is there an opportunity to challenge for offside? I don't think there is. It'll count. Saginaw trails. 2 goals in a minute and 10 seconds for the Sudbury Wolves. They have a 2-1 lead. Saginaw wins the faceoff at center. Shurigan to the bench. 22 seconds left. They need one. Jilkin into the corner. Henderson on him. Lads comes over. Nobody can move the puck. 15 to go. Harmer up top. And fanning on the cross-ice pass was Uri Rouser. Comes back out to center ice. 10 seconds left. Harmer gets it there to Jilkin. Into the offensive zone with 6. Barabanov can't move it. The Wolves get it out to center. 3 seconds left. Just thrown back in from center ice, and that's it. 2-1. Sudbury wins it after a late game collapse. 38 saves for Stepan Shurigan. Carson Harmer's got a thing or two to say to the official on a difficult pill to swallow. That penalty. 2-1 the final here. Nothing they can do about it now. They get ready for North Bay again tomorrow. This one will sting a little bit extra. We'll take a break. Post game coming up after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey. 2-1 Sudbury.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Thrilling all the way to the end. Saginaw scores the first goal of the game halfway through the third period. Sudbury, in the last 2 minutes, ties it and scores the go-ahead goal to claim the win 2-1. Let's take a look back at that third period. Brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It was a scoreless game heading into the third period here. Saginaw came out to play, setting up some really good chances early on that just don't shake out. The Wolves stay right there with them. They put pucks Shurigan's way. No scoring as he makes some crucial saves.
Up to the point, 14:26 to go. Point shot, stick saved by Shurigan. That one came off. Wall the rebound chance. Reaching across his body to make the stop is Shurigan.
Hooking on Hudson Martin puts the Spirit on the power play. The Spirit get things set up, get things moving on the man advantage, looking for their chances, and they find it. 10 minutes, 1 second into the period. Dima Jilkin leads a charge into the offensive end, dishes to Sebastian Gervais on his left, and he fires it near side over the stick of Owen Leonard to make it 1-0. Secondary assist by Igor Barabanov.
Comes back and rips that one into the hand of Harper at the Saginaw blue line. Push back up to Barabanov. Now Jilkin into the zone. Shifting over. Left wing taking the shot. He scores! Sebastian Gervais on the left wing circle. 9:59 to go in regulation. And a power play goal is the first of the game.
The Wolves weather a Saginaw push, and then there's some end-to-end action. Chase Coughlin drives in and is denied by Shurigan. Then Owen Leonard gets the glove on a shot from Barabanov.
Far ahead of Chauvin, and now Coughlin going to steal from goal. Partial breakaway to the net, poked away at the last second. Shurigan got lumber on it. Levi Harper leads the Spirit counterattack. Carson Harmer over the line. Barabanov left circle, toe drag, and a great glove save by Owen Leonard. And he had to fight through some Spirit sticks after the fact.
The Wolves battle tooth and nail to get everything they can toward the Spirit net. Saginaw breaks in with a couple good looks of their own. On one of those Wolves drives, Carson Harmer takes a hooking penalty, stopping Ferrand along the boards. Saginaw able to limit chances through the first half of that penalty kill. Sudbury hold the netminder for some 6-on-4, and it pays off at 18 minutes, 26 seconds. Kieran Walton passes across the net front through traffic to Hudson Chitteroni, and he scores from the right post to tie things at 1.
Walton near circle. Point shot there. Kick save made by Shurigan. Gonchar again. Top of the right circle. 7 on the power play. Villeneuve. Walton. Left circle. Traffic in front. Walton. Backdoor chance. Open net. They score.
Nathan Villeneuve with the secondary assist on that one. Then even strength once again with 26 seconds remaining. A turnover at the Spirit blue line sends Chase Coughlin in all alone, and he buries it to win it 2-1.
Knocked down by Valeris. Left behind. Here's a breakaway for Coughlin. Late in regulation. He scores!
Coughlin's 7th of the season wins it for the Wolves, snapping a 7-game losing streak for them. Shots on goal in the third favored Sudbury 13-10, a game total of 40-26. Scoring in the third, it's all the scoring in the game. Sebastian Gervais, assisted by Zhilkin and Barabanov, starts things off. Then Hudson Chitteroni, Herman hasn't come any time of the goal on that Spirit goal, 10 minutes, 1 second. Hudson Chitteroni scores, assisted by Walton and Villeneuve to tie things up, and then Chase Coughlin claims the win for Sudbury. Got one more highlight for you. It's our My Michigan Health save of the game. It comes to us all the way from the first period. In fact, it is the first of 38 saves made by Spirit netminder Stepan Shurigan. A little bit into the first period, the Wolves break out shorthanded from their end, 2-on-1. Chase Coughlin feeds Alex Ferran for a tap-in on the right post. Shurigan gets across for a fantastic stop.
Levi Harper, the drop pass. Cloutier looking back for Sema. Coughlin's going to intercept. Here come the Wolves again, shorthanded. Coughlin, 2-on-1 with Ferran. Lays it in front. Oh, what a save! Stepan Shurigan, his first stop of the hockey game. Ring 10 bells as the Spirit will clear it.
Stepan Shurigan with our My Michigan Health save of the game early in the first period there. Let's take one last look around the league, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Almost everybody's gone final at this point. The Ottawa 67s earlier today, 6-2 over the Niagara Ice Dogs. Brantford 5-4 over the Brampton Steelheads. This evening, the Flint Firebirds, despite trailing at the end of the first, explode in the third period to claim a 6-2 victory over the visiting Owens Sound Attack. The Guelph Storm currently holding on to their lead. It was 3-0 heading into the third period. The Rangers have scored 2 to make it 3-2 with 3 minutes left to play. And the Barrie Colts have pulled ahead 2-1 over the visiting Peterborough Petes with 15 minutes left in regulation there. Cole Baudouin has the difference maker. The Red Wings currently tied up. The Buffalo Sabres have come back from a 4-1 deficit to tie things 4-4 with 7.5 minutes left to play in the third period. That's all we've got for you here in the studio. We'll send you back now to the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth and Dylan Clark for our Applebee's 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Jonathan. Boy, tough pill to swallow tonight. 3 stars of the game. Stepan Shurigan was well on his way to being the first star and well on his way to his first career OHL shutout. Of course, things got out of hand quickly and turned around. He did make 38 saves. This was probably his finest performance of the season, and that comes after, you could probably say the same thing about Thursday night against the Barrie Colts. Makes back-to-back 38 save performances. Just unfortunately doesn't get across on that power play goal, and then gets beat clean on a breakaway up over the glove hand on a turnover that never should have happened. But he's your third star of the game with 38 stops. Owen Leonard back at the other way, picks up his second OHL win. That's, on the silver lining of things, good for Leonard, the young 16-year-old netminder for the Sudbury Wolves. He made some great saves and kept his team in it when he was called upon. 25 out of 26 for his second OHL victory. Chase Coughlin, your first star of the game, with the game winner on that breakaway goal. Your 3 stars of the game brought to you by Applebee's. Applied Innovation, look ahead. They have one more on this road trip. 3 o'clock tomorrow against the North Bay Battalion, and just got significantly harder to walk into North Bay and try to get back at them for that 7-1 loss last weekend. Now after this one, so it'll be another mental challenge. How do you rebound from a disappointment like this? They don't have a lot of time to do it. Well, that might be a good thing. They don't have a lot of time to think about it. 3 o'clock puck drop against the North Bay Battalion. 2:45, we'll start our pregame coverage here on 100.5 FM WSGW. And then next weekend, it's a home-and-home with the Windsor Spitfires. Friday, 7:05 from the WFCU Center. Saturday, 7:05 from the Dow Event Center. That'll be Saginaw's Military Appreciation Night with the Michigan Elks Association. Always exciting for that night. That's your Applied Innovation look ahead. Tonight, here from Sudbury, one of the bigger stingers on the year. 2-1 Saginaw. They surrendered 2 goals in the last minute, 34 seconds of the hockey game, unable to capitalize on a brilliant performance from Stepan Shurigan. They fall to Sudbury 2-1. Wolves snap a 7-game losing streak. Saginaw falls to 7-9, 3-2 on the season. Sudbury picks up just their 5th win of the season. Not too much time to sit and think about it, though. They got to get right back on the horse. They got the North Bay Battalion tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and that's where we will see you next. For Jonathan back in the studio, thanks to him for all the work that he's done here with us tonight. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks to you for joining us, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, Saginaw. We'll talk to you tomorrow in North Bay.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.